Button. Hello, everyone, to the Oncoming Storm. This is your host, Bugboy1014, and I am joined by Tomlin2. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
uh, yeah. So we have Ragnachilde here, played not Ragnachilde. We have Ragnachilde here, played by whatever. I can't do the intro. That's not the intro I usually do. Anyway, so what happened last time? A lot of things actually. Thorunne survived his fight with the zombies. Huzzah!
Surprisingly enough.
Uh, Ragnachilde finally shook off the control of her warlock patron, though I forget if that happened last session or the session before. I think it happened last session.
It might have been two sessions ago, actually. Yeah.
It was 2 sessions ago because I got knocked out 2 sessions ago, and that's when it happened.
Oh, right. Shad is back, and he seems to be stronger than ever. And then there was that elemental that you guys met when you initially entered here, except now Shad could talk to it. But that also happened when he got knocked out, I just remembered. But after talking to more, you found out it's in some pain, and you decided to blow up the gem in its center to relieve it of its pain. Using Ragnachilde's help. After 2 attempts. Blowing up that 100-pound geode of delirium got you here. Where all of you got warped to the feywild. Belgeron got left behind in the dungeon. Katsukaza is still in the carriage. And the player, by the way, is not going to be here. And yeah, that's pretty much the recap. And you guys are just in the Feywild now, and you realize, Thorunne realized that you're actually near the location of where he met the Herringen last time he was here.
Hey, Finn.
Yes.
I want to tell Darth how much the geo would have cost.
I will do that when Finn actually shows up in the session. Darth will be finding out the information soon. So, I believe you guys took a 1-hour short rest to recover your spell slots and abilities, and not spell slots, but recover your faculties and all that, and for all of the fighters here to recover things like action surge and whatnot.
Yes.
And you were cooking during that, weren't you, Thorin?
Some basic food for the party. Nothing too crazy. Just basics.
Nothing with mushrooms in
it. No, I don't want to go down that road.
Okay. Okay. So, I just realized I completely forgot to grab Bartify music. Crap. Hold on. Let me go grab some background music. While I do that, why don't you all talk amongst yourselves? Because now it's the roleplay section. Well, I grab some fitting music.
So, now that I think about it, we're all here. Where the hell did Bogeron go?
Don't say any names. What are you doing?
You
Nobody.
see anything around us? I mean,
Nobody's.
Besides, look, there's no god up here but me, okay? And I don't see anybody else around us but us.
Okay, no.
What's wrong with saying our names?
Do you know nothing about the Feywild, Brizzle?
I mean, I probably have a different perception of what you guys think of it, considering I was.
Okay, so the problem with giving your name out, unless you're a part of this magically induced realm or whatever you want to call it, is they can steal your name, which then takes your identity. And that kind of happens to all creatures that are not of the Feywild.
Yeah, your name means power or something, doesn't it, there?
And your name has power here.
Yeah.
Which is
Alright,
why
I got the music.
which is why one shall generally never refer to themselves by their name, title, or anything that could identify them as themselves.
Unless you're an archfey.
Yeah, unless you're a part of the Fae, then it's a whole different rule set that you can play by. Brizzle is actually, as a Harrington himself, is a member of the Feywild, or just the Fae in general. So he gets a free
His
pass.
name. Stop saying his name.
He gets a free pass because he does not play by the same rules as we do. It's okay, Granny. It's okay. I know it's confusing, but he's a Harrington. He plays by different rules than the rest of us.
And ragnachilde, as you look around, you do see... Others can't see this, but you see that everything here has a soul. Like, everything here is watching and is aware.
Oh my
All of
goodness.
the trees, all of the plants, all of the rocks. This entire place is big, beautiful, and alive to you, ragnachilde. It is both majestic and terrifying at the same time for your elderly brain.
Oh shit!
Oh my goodness.
Majestic.
I start like kind of going off to the side and singing like in this little voice like, but I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. Like I'm having a little moment of
Just losing your mind.
Forward, give me an insight. Anyone who's listening to that, give me an insight check.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you one. Why not?
First roll of the day. Huzzah.
The first roll of the day is an insight. Could not be any worse.
No, not insight. Yeah, I mean, Thor seems to be on point.
All I needed was an hour's nap. I'm set. Let's go.
Brinzel's just mildly amused. Then again, Brinzel's not feeling super well after that 1 hour nap, no doubt. Shad's aware. Shadow's not gonna bother to roll, which I still don't have his name fixed. Because he doesn't care whether or not he's ranting or raving or not. Also, he already knows what she's talking about, so. For everyone who rolled a 15 or higher, which is everyone except for Grizzle, you know for a fact that, or rather, you can tell that she's kind of delirious, but she's also clearly not kidding and not just raving about random things. So her words have some merit to you.
Brandy's lost it, everyone.
I just thought when Bogeron posted voice channel deck.
She's officially lost it.
Look at all these colors. I'm freaking out, man.
I like turn around and go like, can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
Just fucking losing it.
There's all the colors
and
of the rainbow.
I will
and
use my
colors that aren't on a rainbow.
And I will use my like druidcraft cantrip to make a little puff of wind, like blow my little white hair out of my little hood, and kind of blow in the wind whilst I'm singing this song to myself.
Nice.
And having a Disney princess moment.
Give me a performance check with advantage.
All right. Performance. Here we go. Oh. Not real charismatic, but here we go.
20. You make a very impressive Disney princess singing moment for like 5 minutes. It is quite impressive, and some of the better singing you've heard, Thorunne and Grizzle and Chad.
Is this like that one play I saw with the hills have sound? God, what is this?
Like, for a second there, it makes you question if she's a bard or not. Let's put it that way.
Huh. Maybe we don't need the bard after all, seeing this. Right, guys? Right? No, just me? Okay.
Glad to see that both thing listen, ragnachilde had Disney princess moments in the campaign. Yes, both of you had Disney princess moments.
Oh my goodness.
However, as this performance is going on, a thin line appears in space, and then it opens up into a large blue portal. That looks to be leading to somewhere. Some of you recognize it, some of you don't. But out steps two individuals.
You.
Bogeron, go ahead and place yourself down onto the map, like here.
Or
I can do it for you.
take me with you. Morden, take me with you. Take me out of this cursed place.
It's not Morden, this.
Oh, never mind. I take it back. You're not the cool dwarf guy.
And then, walking out with him is me, Finrith. I go, you seem to have left your elven friend behind. As I just kind of casually set him down on the ground.
So that's where he went.
I'm about 20 feet tall right now, by the way, because I'm in an avatar form, quote unquote.
Well, all things considered, we didn't exactly plan to be here.
I know. Thorunne, you mentioned something about wanting to get out of this place?
Who doesn't? Top of the feywild. Boy, gives me a shiver being here.
I mean, isn't this place lovely? It looks nice to me.
Could do with a little more dwarven engineering, but that's just me.
Not everything needs to be.
I'm not in a hurry to leave just yet, although we do have responsibilities, but...
Speaking of responsibilities, I do have some news for you all. So, he closes the portal behind him and sits down on the ground and says, do you mind if we talk for a bit?
Depends on the nature of the conversation, but I think we've got a few minutes.
Yeah, I got some time to kill, and since you're not going to be leaving here soon, I don't. If I had to guess, you're not leaving here soon, though I may or may not know. I do wish there to be some information known, since you won't be able to go home soon. Two things, in fact. And he holds out his hands, and he casts the major image spell to make a large screen appear in his hands. That is replaying events from Thorunne's Tavern. But it's not just replaying the event, it's projecting them as they're happening, as if he's combining major image and scry.
That's my tavern.
Everyone sees that the tavern has been mostly ransacked and abandoned. There is broken furniture, there is almost no one there. It seems to be entirely deserted, except for the tiefling woman who runs it, and she's still behind the bar trying to clean what she can, and has clear battle scars on her from some heavy battle.
That's a shame. I'm gonna have to kill somebody.
Oh, what the heck is going on? Hey, that's Belle. Is she okay? She looks like she got hurt. Oh no.
Belle, you're able to see on your side that a large screen has appeared, and you can see the party in the Feywild. This is a two-way projection. So you can talk to them if you want to. And they can hear you, you can hear them.
Oh, can you hear me? It's me, ragnachilde. Oh, no, ladies. No, it's me. A mysterious person from your past.
Well, it's good to see she's okay, but the question becomes, what the hell happened? What?
Would you like to know?
I would like to know what the hell my hired muscle was doing.
Dead.
Oh, well, that explains why. What happened?
And with that, he pulls the major image spell out of the building, and then you look, and most of the town's been entirely demolished.
Oh.
And you look at, and then it zooms to the castle, and the castle is over half destroyed, and there seems to be no one around. The castle walls have all collapsed.
What in God's name
Thorunne
happened?
just it gives this exacerbated sigh and sits down, kind of just mulling the information over.
The
You think
city
this
is
could have been them sand bandits? What's
Has a war broken out?
Would anyone like to make any checks to try and find out?
Yes, actually, I would, because
Give me
So would I.
perception checks.
for the sand bandits, that kind of seemed a little out of their league, being such a small bit company.
Could we use investigation?
No, because you're not able to get a close-up view.
Okay.
Well,
You're
I
limited
don't
to what the
perceive
major
shit.
image spell is showing you.
I don't perceive shit.
Ragnachilde, for you, by the way, you can see the spell, but also see through it, because you can see through illusions, but you're still able to also see the illusion if you want to.
I see. Okay.
That's how True Sight
Yes.
works for illusions.
Oh, interesting.
Some of the beer is there, but some of it isn't, but it doesn't seem like any of it was taken. It's just the ones that aren't there are smashed barrels. It's like they didn't even take it, they just smashed it.
Yeah.
So basically,
That is-
Thorunne, they didn't take the beer, they wasted the beer.
That's even worse. That is infinitely worse than just taking my liquor. I'm going to kill whoever did this.
Some are around because they didn't evidently smash all of them. God damn it, Candace, don't talk to Frogneck.
Hey, try to ask Belle what she saw. Ask her if she recognized any of the people who did this.
Diana, would you like to talk? Well, we'll wait for Diana. Well, it'll be up to her to say what she wants to say.
All right. Well, hope Belle heard me. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't say her name. I hope that mysterious tiefling heard me.
She's not in the Feywild, so she wouldn't have her name stolen.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Which, by the way, Finro does say that out loud. Like, he bluntly says that.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
good to know. Thank you, Finreal, clearing that up.
Finn looks at you all and says, yes, no need for alarm, but I can read all of your minds.
I tried to explain that to your Granny, but you're just like, ooh, don't use names. And I'm just like, there's different rules for different creatures.
Even Feywild
okay,
creatures
well-
aren't immune to them. It's just whether or not a fairy wants to trick you and steal it.
Okay. The dwarf, I kind of got a history of,
Being tricked.
being tricked. So, I like to be a little more cautious.
That's
Yeah.
fair. You know what? That is a fair argument. I respect that.
Survival test. Feywild like scares. Sorry. Anyway.
But the question, but what the hell happened there? Like, is there any regalia that would identify the company that would have even caused this kind of destruction?
Give me. Did you give a perception check? I forget. Yes, you did.
I did originally, but it was a failure. So this is kind of like searching for something else.
Okay. Nothing obvious that you can see, but Brizzle and Shad, you two notice there isn't even any corpses around. Like, there's no corpses anywhere, which is weird. There's demolished buildings, everything seems to have been abandoned, but there's no corpses. There is, though, one building that isn't smashed. And this is something even Thor knows. The luminescent building seems to be intact.
That's
And it's also the only place with people, as there's actually still guards standing around the luminescent building. Though some of them do seem to be battle scarred.
Thorunne turns to the party. We have two options. We can either continue this contract, or we can head back to town if we find our way out of here, and do our duty to protect the town.
What the town? What are you talking about? Are they gonna pay us to save the town?
Granny, I'm gonna be honest. Not everything requires gold. We can always cash in favors.
Now I know. Now I know the feywild is starting. You know what? I think the corruption has gotten into your head because that is not how the thorn that I know,
Or
that is not how the dwarf that I know talks.
So, Finrio, you know who attacked. Was it since the Luminescent Guild was unaffected, or the building was, did it have something to do with an undead presence?
it's a possibility. All I will confirm for now is it wasn't the luminescence that caused it. That's all I'll confirm. As for the rest, well, I don't really want to spoil the mystery for you, now do I? I do know who caused it, yes, or what caused it, as the case may be.
You gods and your mischievous natures.
Welcome back, Diana. So they are currently looking at the town through the major image spell to catch Diana because she just got back. And the tiefling woman can see the other side of the major image spell, so she can hear and talk to them. If you'd like to talk to them as the tiefling, or talk to, or Linda reacting to what's going on. So, yeah, basically they're seeing that there's devastation in the entire town. Been real showing this to them.
This reminds me of the town of Ball. The devastation there was insane.
Yes, I know.
She- I'm gonna say this was definitely more than bandits that caused all this.
Wow.
Just a guess.
Knowing how conflict normally work out, if there's no corpses, I can only surmise one thing. An undead army is
I mean, if it was the bandits that caused this, why are the bandits' buildings also being destroyed?
Exactly.
And I said this in character, by the way.
Well,
do you have any bones?
supposes that I know which one I
Oh.
got bandits.
So, which building is the bandits building?
And I just casually point to the rundown inn in the back alleys as, like, the place he never went to.
I'm going to sleep on. I've got a goddamn questions of.
Hey, Thorunne, give me a history check. Which, just to be funny, Finreal says that out loud, too.
Roll for history. Wait a minute.
Right? Okay. Because he does break the fourth wall. Okay, so you do manage to remember from your mercenary days a few details that might help here. One, this is not the first time a town has been blipped off the map. As there's many... This country is so large that there's a multitude of towns that just go mostly unnoticed. So one disappearing is not really that uncommon of an occurrence because it's beneath notice for the most part. And two, you vaguely remember hearing about a town that had all of its bodies gone, but you can't quite put your finger on where you heard it from. Like, you've heard of a case like this before, but you can't remember from where.
I'll keep the information to myself for the time being until something relevant comes up worth sharing.
Finrio, could you spare us, or give us a hint whether our friend Charles is still alive?
I can confirm Charles is alive. He's one of the few
Oh,
survivors.
thanks.
Okay.
I can actually tell you who
Oh.
survived.
Did the noble survive? And more so, did his son?
The noble did not survive, but his son did.
Then that puts him as the new king.
The noble told Charles to evacuate his son to make sure he's okay. So Charles left the city quickly with the son. What was your other question?
I don't have any questions, actually. You've answered them all.
So,
I now know who,
that we
I
are
now
seeing,
know who-
are there any people walking around other than
Not a single soul. Like,
Okay.
even Ragnachilde looking around, she's muted, so I'm not gonna make her talk, but like, even Ragnachilde looking around in here, she doesn't see any ghosts with true sight either. Like, normally she would see ghosts walking around. There isn't a single soul here, let alone a body. Other than the tiefling woman and the luminescence.
This is crazy. Usually I see at least some kind of spirit or something.
Like, it's a ghost town. Even the Joinga are gone.
Thorunne, in this moment,
You little
is going to start
twin.
packing up all the camping equipment from the short rest. He's just going to start packing it up quietly.
And I do mention one thing. I say, I did promise you I'd tell you who the rest of the survivors were, yes? There is some others who did survive, but they don't live in the city anymore. They moved on.
They're refugees.
Yeah, they went with Charles and the son. Or are staying in the tower with the Luminescence. The Luminescence only survived because they have such a strong foothold in the city, as they do in every city. They were able to weather the storm, you could say. As for the others, well, they couldn't prevent the destruction of the city. They could barely defend themselves. So, most everyone else is either dead or gone, whichever is worse. But
Toshio survived, and she's there waiting for.
This is not the magic capital, so Toshio's not there anymore. But I get what you mean. This is the city of Emplane, which is the first city that these guys went. But there is the tiefling woman, and she's still alive, and she's still taking care of the tavern. So, given what happened, Thorunne, it's actually impressive that the tiefling's still around.
I'm thoroughly impressed, and I will be making sure she gets a raise as soon as I get back.
Yeah, and not only is she still around, she didn't abandon her post either.
Although I would not have faulted her for it. I would not have faulted that.
Yeah.
There's a raise in the future.
Yay! I get a raise.
There is definitely a raise in the future for that one.
Yay, raise.
Yay!
When I get back to town, I'm going to find out who did this, and I'm going to fucking kill them.
And I'm going to look forward to watching you do that. Me and Moradin. Do you know he watches your adventures, by the way, Thorunne?
I can only imagine. I can only put a single guess.
Yeah, he's been recording. He records the adventures of a lot of notable dwarves, but you're definitely on his list of people he watches because, well, he just likes seeing the exploits of his favorite dwarves, and you're one of them.
Oh, thank you, fangirl.
Good to know that I have divine providence on my side.
Oh, speaking of money, Thorunne, do you have? Would you guys like to know how much that 100-pound crystal that you all destroyed was worth?
Yes,
I do not want to hear the numerical value.
I'd say
I'm going to hear it anyway.
I think ignorance is bliss on that subject.
All right.
They'll drive the poor dwarf mad.
Are you talking about the delirium crystal that was destroyed in the elemental?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you say it was like 100 pounds?
It was 100 pounds.
Oh, then it was really expensive.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this.
Now, Thorn, money isn't, you just told me, money is not everything. Not everything in this world is about money.
Which is
You're,
Yeah.
Which
Try
is why he
explain
doesn't
that
want
to
to hear.
Thorunne.
Yeah.
Granny, you're right. Sometimes favor is its own weight in gold.
In this case, what
Yeah.
you did was a good service. You did free the elemental from his prison. So, that's worth it.
And we got
to
a
me,
free trip to the Feywild. You know? Hey.
I just wanted to see Thorunne's reaction.
Yeah, most travel agents would charge something to get to the Feywild, but we got here just for doing a simple service.
Well, that's the thing about the Feywild. It's easy to get in. It's hard to get out.
Yeah, I would know.
Oh yeah.
I've been here at least once before. I know how hard it is to get out. Spent weeks finding an exit.
Oh,
Yeah.
just take us to the exit. You've been here before.
That's the thing. This realm shifts and turns. The exit may not be where I think it is.
Would you like a tip, all of you?
Oh, hold on. Let me grab my
Yeah.
notebook and quill. I'm ready.
Well, you don't need a quill if you remember. You have the Illuminator's tattoo.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's
for
right.
you.
Throws the quill away. I'm ready.
Okay. Here's a tip, and this will help guide you for the entire Feywild. If you are looking for a specific destination, you will never reach it. If you are completely lost, you are more likely to end up where you need.
In that
pretty
case,
much
guys,
just look around.
let's stay here forever and never leave. How's about that?
Now we're
You
gonna have
just gotta.
I'm not saying it's impossible to
direction.
get out. I'm just saying if you look actively, like with ranger skills, to try and find the way out specifically, it's going to
Yeah.
make it harder to get out.
I'm with you.
So what he's saying, my dear half-elf friend, we're going to have to wander aimlessly and just pray that we find you.
Well, I think actually Bogeron had he's more on the nail than you guys think he is. He's saying we should never, if we don't look for it, we'll find a way out. So he's just being saying the opposite of what he means.
Yes.
Reverse psychology.
We still have
And
to
you
move.
would
We
know.
can't-
Fun fact, all elves originally came from this place.
We still have
Oh.
to at least move. We can't stay in one place forever.
That means that you're, Bogeron, in a way, you're in your old home. But so are you, Grizzle. Oh, and, by the way, before you go, tell your folks I said hi. And with that, he snaps his fingers and opens a portal beneath him, just falling through before it closes behind him.
Is it just me,
Neat
or am I
trick.
the other one that finds to be a bunch of capacious ones?
I mean, to be fair, at least you can talk to him, unlike Moradin, who you have a hard time talking to.
Yeah, 'cause he doesn't always answer.
Yeah. Anyway. With this being said, you got Bogeron back. Huzzah.
Yay.
There you are, huzzah! You're back.
Bogeron is
Yes.
kind of hurt. He's still banged up from being in the dungeon.
You know what? I'm just gonna walk up to Bogeron and put my hands on his shoulders and be like, "That's okay, buddy. Your king's here. Take 30 HP."
So, you just gained 30 HP, Bogeron, because he used Hands of the King on you.
Your king's
Nice.
here.
Also, yes, to Thangless said, you acquired one bogey.
Bogeron equipped.
So, with that being said, do you guys get up to leave, or what do you do?
You know what? Better yet, since we just got our ranger back, how about we let him just pick a direction and we just wander in that direction? Because we're not going to be able to find anything like our dear elf god once mentioned. So we just pick a direction and walk. North, south, east, or west there, elf boy.
I say we go southeast because there's a little opening down there.
Hello, Turner. Welcome to the stream.
Well, you heard him. Southeast we go.
Or maybe we should just walk towards the nearest, I don't know, dead end.
Ideally, we should be walking towards the nearest town, but we don't know where that is, and, well, I'm going to be listening to the Carpacious elf god and just wonder.
Yeah, despite being an elf god, he seems to be mostly friendly with you, so there you go. He doesn't have any animosity towards dwarves. But then again, he's also friends with Moradin, so that kind of makes sense. By the way, fun fact, Thorunne, that's why dwarves don't have much animosity with elves in my setting. It's because Morden and Finril are friends, and they're both deities of their respective pantheons, so it has a trickle-down effect to the mortals. That's actually just a random little bit of lore I wanted to throw out there. It's kind of interesting.
Well, with that being said, Thorunne begins to walk what he would surmise to be southeast, because I know his compass is not about to work here.
Alright. So, roll me a D100.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You know the drill.
Here we
It's
go.
a random encounter thing. 99! That's really good. So, as you're wondering, you managed to mostly not bump into much. Some of the more observant of you happen to see a few chewinga every now and then, or a few sprites flying around. And in fact, there is actually some chewinga that come out of the woodwork and find you guys cool. All of you receive chewinga blessings.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna let Trogdor come out just to kind of explore the home. Oh, kid something.
Yeah, the Trogdor appears out of your armor and just kind of wanders around the trees. Do you let him go off on his own, or does he have to stay on your person?
I would rather him stay with at least 15 meters of my position at all times so he doesn't get lost.
Alright. So, Shad, Linda, Ogeron, Thorunne,
Duh.
Grizzle, Shadow, Shortcake, and ragnachilde are all getting chewinga cards.
Woohoo, I made a friend.
I'm king of the Chewingas! As he runs around, I'm king of the Chewingas!
What was that, Kayana? I couldn't hear you.
I made a friend.
Yeah, friend. You're my
Oh.
The
friend.
child has made a friend.
Alright, who wants to do theirs first? Any volunteers?
What was the question again?
Who wants to receive their charm first? Who wants to see what their charm is first?
I vote
I'll
for
get
the
mine.
horse first.
Okay.
Okay. Thorunne and Shad, roll me a d6 each. I'll determine who goes first. Whoever's higher.
I was gonna give Frizzle the opportunity to go first, but okay, I'll roll.
Nice.
So it'd be Thorunne and then Shad and then Brizzle. And then we'll determine from there. Shad, did you roll?
Yeah, give me a second. Sorry. Maybe. Ironically, I rolled my physical dice as well, and I also got a 3.
Nice. Yeah, you got a bunch of fancy new dice.
Yeah. So I'm just rolling them here and there for the fun of it.
Thorunne, you got the Azorius charm. When you activate this charm, you can cast Hold Person at 3rd level, Command, or Counter Spell. The charm then vanishes.
Interesting. I'll remember that.
I think the most useful thing there is Hold Person and Counter Spell, but it's a one-time use thing.
I think Command's much more useful given its wide range of applications.
Fair enough. Grizzle, you received the Charm of Resilience. You can grant yourself advantage on a saving throw of any kind. Once you use this charm 3 times, it vanishes.
Alright.
That's pretty good. Do you write this down somewhere? I don't really care where you write it down. Just take note that you have this, because I'm not going to keep track.
How long do they last? Like 8 hours or something?
They last until it vanishes.
Okay.
So basically, you have it from now until you use it up. There's no time limit.
Okay.
As for the advantage on the saving throw, that's for one specific saving throw.
Okay.
Chad, you received something that wasn't written to the table. Let me reroll. The Charm of Ability. You gain proficiency in all ability checks for 10 days. Afterwards, this charm vanishes. So for 10 days, you now have proficiency in all ability checks, which notably would include initiative. For what that's worth.
Sweet.
Because initiative
Oh.
is technically an ability check. And there's no way to get proficiency in initiative, by the way. This is like one of the only ways. Ironically, by the way, Brizzle, this means that Shortcake has proficiency in initiative too, because of her brood.
Thanks, sir.
So her initiative is higher. Okay, Ragnachilde, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. Sure. That sounds good.
You got Charm of Animal Conjuring. This charm allows you to cast conjure animals at 3rd level as an action. Once you use it 3 times, it vanishes from you. So you can just use 3rd level conjure animals 3 times. Huzzah! Fits for your whole
Ooh,
Circle of the Shepherd nonsense.
very nice.
Linda, would you like to go next?
Hmm.
See what your little friend blesses you with.
Okay, what do I have to do?
You got Charm of the Healer. You learn Cure Wounds, Healing Word, and Spare the Dying, which you can cast once for free. Which you can cast for free once a day without components. Whenever you cast a healing spell, you can also maximize the amount healed once per day. After 10 days, the charm vanishes, and you lose these benefits.
Oh.
So for 10 days, you know Cure Wounds, Healing Word, and Spare the Dying.
That's pretty cool, that.
I'll send you a screenshot of it in your DMs, dear. If anyone else wants me to send a screenshot of their doing the charm to their DMs, let me know. Mogara, would you like to do yours now?
Yes, please.
New item, let me revoke. Charm of Ability. Wait, hold on, let me double check how many results there are here. I just realized I repeated. No, there's 71 results. Okay, so you also got Charm of Ability.
Nice.
Meaning that you are proficient in all ability checks for 10 days, including initiative.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
Is there anyone...
Keep all of that first.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I rolled
Oh, yeah,
for Brizzle.
no, I'll just come. Yeah, Brizzle.
I rolled for Brizzle. I did not roll for Shortcake. So, I did yours, right, Brizzle?
Yes, you did mine. I have the advantage on the saving throw.
Shortcake has Charm of Vengeance. If you are dealt damage of any kind by another creature, your next attack against that creature that damaged you has advantage. You gain the benefits of this charm for 10 days, after which the charm vanishes. So for 10 days, whenever someone hits Shortcake, she has advantage on the next attack roll she does against them. That's neat. And then finally, Shadow. We'll see what the NPC got. Charm of Precision. When you miss with an attack roll, you can use the charm to allow you to hit instead. This appears after 3 uses. So, yeah, for 3 times, whenever Shadow misses, he can just choose to hit instead. That's cool. That one I'll keep track of. Alright, with that, could someone roll me another D100?
I got you.
I will.
Oh,
Okay.
you want to do it? Go for it.
Yeah, on.
If you want, both of you can roll, and I'll pick whichever result I like.
Oh, sure. We'll both roll down here.
Okay, Thorunne
43
rolled a
is what
31.
I rolled. I rolled a 43.
Ah, you rolled with your physical dice. Okay.
Yep.
So, we will, as you're wandering through, you feel a weird wave happen. Like a weird shock wave. As you see a wave is spreading through the feywild and rushing through the woods. For those of you who are attuned to nature at all, which includes Bogey and
me.
and you, this feels like a very unnatural wave. Also, and Linda, yes.
The little gremlin.
As it passes through you, I'll give everyone 2 turns to react before the wave hits them. We're not going to roll initiative. This will give you 2 turns.
A wave? Oh, I'm gonna lay prone to see if I can avoid getting hit with it.
All right.
Roll is said wave.
The thing is if I'm laying prone, a good chunk of that will fly right over me.
If it's a shockwave, yes. Currently, it looks like a wave of light.
Yeah, and I'm going prone.
You're going prone. What's everyone else doing? Anything?
I'm gonna drop prone, but put my shield above me.
That's a good idea. I should put mine above me.
I'm going to use a charge for my power armor and give myself a shield.
Okay.
Force shield.
The force field, so temporary hit points.
Yes.
What is Linda doing?
I don't know if I want to hide or. You know what? I think she's gonna hide.
Okay. So she hides in, what, the underbrush or near ragnachilde or...
If she wants, she can hide with me.
I was gonna say, she could with me too.
She has 2 great places to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shadow is going to drink a potion of heroism, lay prone, and toss you guys potions of heroism. Say, drink these.
Well, down the hatch.
Down the hatch.
Okay. All of the people who drink the potion of heroism gain 10 temporary hit points, and the 1 temporary hit point start up every one of their turns, and also immunity to charm and fear effects. As well as the bless spell.
I'm gonna activate my. I'm just gonna hold on to the bless spell right now.
Which, okay. And I believe that is everyone. What is Shortcake doing? Is Shortcake just huddling down?
Defensive. Action.
Bogeron, what are you doing? Alright, I assume you're getting prone as well, or?
Hang on. Hello?
Bogey?
Are you mute?
Sorry, I was muted, my bad. Yeah, I was saying I'm going to move in between these 2 rocks for a bit of cover, if that's possible.
Sure, though this map is not representative of where you are. This is just a placeholder for feywild, because currently you're in basically a forest with a bunch of trees.
You know what?
Okay.
You know, I got an idea. I'm just gonna grab Bogeron and bring him down with me to hunker down.
Sure. Are you willing to let him do this?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Just grabs him by the collar and just brings him down right next to me to hunker up behind the shield.
Well, if he wasn't willing, I was going to have it be a contested grapple check, which would be funny.
But get your real fast down here.
His dexterity against your strength. Anyway, so you managed to all get down. Okay, as the wave comes closer and passes over you, I would like everyone to give me a wisdom save. As you notice, even though you guys are prone, it's like seemingly phasing through the ground as it's a big wall of light. Everyone who drinks the potion of heroism will have advantage. As well as anyone who's immune to charm or fear in general. Okay, so
didn't you say that the heroism gave you immunity to charm?
It gave you immunity to charm and fear, yes. This gives you advantage on this check.
Oh, okay.
Because this check isn't exactly charming or fearing. It's something close.
Hey, Brizzle, quick question. Why do you roll 66?
That's my shield
Oh, okay.
on my...
I just saw when I was
That's the
used.
temporary hit points that he gained from his armor. Thorunne, Bogeron, you did not roll for Shortcake?
Yes, I did. I was rolling for myself right now.
Oh, I didn't see the second roll. Sorry. And now I will.
Shadows.
What was that, Kayana?
Oh, there it is.
Yay!
Who's that?
And I'll be rolling with Shadow because I actually forgot to pull up Shadows. So Linda fails. Brizzle fails.
Can I do a flash of insight to give myself?
You can do it for yourself, but you only have one reaction. So you can do it for either yourself or Linda, not both.
I'll do it for myself.
And then Shadow also fails, surprisingly, by having a plus 10 and advantage.
That's
So-
a surprise.
Okay. Linda and Shadow, both of you are subjected to an effect of short-term madness. As a lot of you recognize this light. It's the same light of that damn dungeon that you were in.
It follows us.
God damn it.
However,
Prismatic light.
the prismatic light. It seems to have swept through the Feywild, though it's not from here. You can tell, ragnachilde, this is some foreign thing that made its way here. This is not normal. It
Can we
feels
track the
unnatural and
location?
wrong.
Can we track the location it came from to find the source?
Thor, if you'd like to use a channel divinity, I will allow you to try and ask a question about this. Because
So the problem with my channel divinity is that it allows me to craft something non-magical, being a forged domain. It doesn't work like that.
I know, but I'm in this case going to allow you to try and ask your god a question with the channel divinity, because I find it dumb that you can't do that naturally anyway.
You know what? Thorunne grabs his reliquary and you just see it light up, and he asks the question to Morden, where did this come from?
And Morden, you hear an answer back in a deep, booming but gravelly voice. You hear two answers back, actually. One, someone named Cathangless, and two, the Void Ocean.
Fuck is a Cathangless?
Anyone who's been in Finn's workshop might recognize that name.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
I mean,
It's always
I think Shad and Brizzle has worked personally with Cathangus.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've hopped between both timelines on multiple occasions.
So that's his name. Never noticed it. Never noticed to write that down. I'll remember.
So you have received your names, and for the future, Thorunne, you have the ability to do this. You can use one of your channel divinities to ask your god a single question. Sound good?
That works for me.
He's not obligated to answer, but you can ask him. It's similar rules to the augury spell in that regard.
Fair enough.
Because I'm fine with just making that be a cleric ability. Because I don't know why that isn't just a cleric ability anyway. And that way it's at least using a resource instead of just you asking whenever you want to.
I put augury for that purpose. I was going to buy like a carrot deck or something from the merchant.
Oh.
Work with that.
Augury can let you ask other gods for knowledge, not just yours. Whereas this one can only let you ask Morden, so you'd be limited to what Morden knows and no one knows.
Well, good thing I have augury then.
Which, by the way, I'm not one of the DMs to just kind of bullshit Augury. I actually let it do something. So, two of you got subjected to short-term madness thanks to this effect. Let me roll up the short-term madness, people.
Actually, question about the hands of the king. Would that actually remove short-term the short-term madness in this guy?
Does it count as greater well, actually, yes.
It counts for lesser.
Yes, that would actually relieve short-term madness.
Cool. I'm just gonna walk up to Linda and just cure her short term.
Okay, well, before you do that, I would like to at least establish what it is.
That's fair.
Because I do want to know that. Where the heck is Do I not have it on the table? I know
Alright.
I rolled this before, Steve. Lovely. Give me a second to find this thing. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I do this about what happened.
Well, I got an answer from my god. My god was a little less than helpful, but it worked. I got an answer.
Found it. So, Linda, you're immune to fright, but you must use you become frightened and must use your action and movement to flee from the source of the fear, which in this case was the light. So you're just very scared and trying to hide and run away from it, despite you being immune to fear, which is interesting. As for Shadow, this character does whatever anyone tells him or her that isn't obviously self-destructive. So Shadow, until he's cured, is now just bound to do whatever anyone tells him to do for a while.
Alright, you come close. I'm gonna do a little trolling against this Ethereum light, and he just touches both of them.
Okay,
What are you doing? No. Ragnachilde is like gonna jump in between like Thorn and Shadow and be like, stop. What are you doing?
I only heard half of what Thorunne said.
Yeah, I'm literally just going to cure the madness. What is your issue, Granny?
His madness is he's gonna do whatever we say. Hey, Shadow, come over here and sit down right next to old Ragnar.
He looks at you, walks over to Thorunne, and then lets Thorunne touch him, and says, and I quote, "Ragnachilde, you preventing me from being cured would be clearly self-destructive."
Self-destructive.
And yeah, Shadow smirks.
So wait, so did he get cured?
I assume Thorunne uses Hands of the King on him.
Yes.
Yeah, so he got cured.
I was going to suggest, I was going to say, I was hoping before he does that, I was going to say, Shadow, give Ragnachilde a passionate kiss.
What are you talking about? No. Brizzle. Okay, you know what? I'm real. That was a good idea. Good idea. Putting your hands on. Put his hands on him. He's cured.
Well, could I have done that before he walked over to Thorn?
Because Thorunne immediately started doing this. Like, the Thorunne and Ragnachilde thing happened pretty much immediately after the wave, so. So as Linda's trying to run away, you also catch up to her, Thorunne, and manage to cure her as well.
Oh, I thought I was gonna have to chase the kid down.
She's not. While she's fast, she also doesn't really have a direction, so she's easy to track down. She's about as easy to track down as a little bunny rabbit, and all you need to do is touch her once.
I'm gonna literally just wamu this and be like, oh, wait till my messages.
What does this map look like? Nope, this map's not good. Full of sand. I'm trying to find a good map for, like, a forested area. Maybe this one? Yeah, this will work. So, as you guys are wandering around more, you come upon an old campsite.
I'm going to investigate the campsite, but I want to investigate the campfire first to see if it's either been previously lit or if the embers are still hot.
Alright, go ahead and place yourselves down onto this map.
Yes.
Shadow's going to stay behind in the trees and just kind of stay stealthy.
I'm going to actually stand right here just to check the embers.
Hey, Ragnar, do you still want me to move your character around?
I have Roll20 up on my PC, so I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to double check because I saw you were doing stuff earlier. I just wanted to double check to see if you still wanted me to.
Yep, I got it. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Give me an investigation check, Dory.
1 second, I will bring that right up.
Bogorod, would you like to help him with investigating the embers?
Yes, I would like to
Actually,
investigate as well.
if he would be so kind to investigate these tents.
Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah.
Okay, so Bogorod, give me an investigation check. Or survival check. I'll take either, actually.
Okay, I'll go with survival then.
Alright. So, Thorunne, from what you can find, you can't identify any embers in there at all, and you have no idea when it was last lit. As for Bogorod, well, there doesn't appear to be much things in the tents, and there's clearly not people, but as for whether or not people were here recently, you have no idea currently.
Looks like the embers have been out for a hot minute. I can't really identify anything. Anything in those tents there, Bogran?
No, but there's nothing here, mate.
Looks like it's been empty. We could kind of hunker down for the night. What time is it? Guesstimate.
Brizzle, give me a history check. And
History
roll
check.
high. History and roll high.
Do you want me to help? Because I was in the feywild for a little bit too.
Sure, but that would only give him advantage, which wouldn't have mattered for this roll. Okay. You can use Flash of Insight on this Brizzle if you want to.
Yeah, I can go ahead and do that.
So that's what, a +5?
Yes.
You remember these style of tents. Like, there's a vague memory coming back to you of when you were a tiny little bunny rabbit sitting in a campsite similar to this with what you think are maybe your parents. You don't know. It's incredibly vague, but you're starting to get some memories of the past. And it almost brings a tear to your eye.
You were right there, Brizzle.
Well, maybe we're getting close to where I lived, but there's something familiar about this.
With that, Thorunne, sorry, go ahead, ragnachilde.
I was just gonna say if I could like look around and see like if I can see anything that looks to me like having to do with like Harrington, kind of anything that looks like it might possibly be related to Brizzle.
Sure, give me a nature or survival check.
Okay.
There's your history check.
I will say the results of both these at the same time, as they're going to accomplish much a similar thing. Okay. Ragnachilde, you don't find much. There isn't any like bunny paws or anything obvious. There is some shoe print, but those could be from nearly any kind of creature because they're shoes. But Thorunne, you remember, and you don't know how you remember this, but from 15 years ago, you remember something. The last time you were stuck here, and you initially ran into a group of Harrington that were in a campsite similar to this. And they led you somewhere. You think they led you to their village or something? You can't quite remember offhand, but you do know eventually they did get you out. So it may be a way out.
I remember. Not months, but I remember. Thorunne is going to let muscle memory take over and just kind of walk in the direction that he was led to. Just letting muscle memory take over.
Alright. And does anyone follow Thor?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. As you all, does any, Shadow follows Thorunne. Does anyone else? Linda, Ragnachilde?
Boogering.
No, I'm gonna hold back.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're gonna
if
back to
I'll
campsite?
see the group is going,
Mhm.
I'll follow them.
No.
Okay. you can see he's going off in a certain direction, though he's kind of meandering around, seemingly going in purposefully a not straight path, which Brizzle, you recognize this. This is you don't know where you recognize it, but you recognize this as something required to find a certain thing. You don't know what it is though. And Thorunne, you're almost half in a trance.
The way that he's acting, it's a way that you can. It's a technique to find something.
That's what you vaguely remember. Yes.
Okay.
It almost looks like he's drunk, but he's like almost purposefully acting drunk. It you know the difference between a drunk person and someone who's acting like they're drunk?
Okay.
That's kind of what's happening with Thorunne currently. Also, this map is not what we're going to use, but I'm
like dream walking.
Do something different. If you recognize this is the old map I used for the werewolf town.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
However,
I recognise it.
I'm going to be
Serves a
using it for
purpose.
something different.
While Thorunne was letting muscle memory take over, he's kind of mumbling and into a slight ramble to himself about this memory, kind of just unlocking more and more as he goes on. Like, you can clearly see a shift in personality.
I am just making the new map, don't mind me.
Yeah.
This is how I make
So many colours.
And you can almost see at some point it looks like he's talking to somebody, but they're not there.
Question, do you know Sylvan? Thorunne?
No, he does not. But I imagine when he was once let out, it was in a conversation in common.
Okay.
Actually, I do, but not in the sense that I know it personally. I have the spell Comprehend Language.
Right, so I think you would instinctively have cast it on yourself in this moment.
Yes.
Okay, so for everyone who can speak Sylvan, you've noticed that he started speaking Sylvan. Oh god, you've noticed that he started speaking Sylvan. Which is
okay.
weird,
Right.
because he doesn't normally know that.
What in the world?
What's happening to him? Why is he speaking another language?
Why
I
indeed?
get what he's saying, but
Oh, I thought I happen to speak Sylvan. I will translate. Here we go.
I'm good.
Okay. So everyone can place themselves down onto this new map if they would like to.
Right.
This is a map provided courtesy of chat we found out online.
And I'll go over
Welcome.
and take a few steps ahead of the party, because since he's kind of just muscle memory moving.
Yep.
Do you want us to set up on the south end or the north end?
South end. Go down to the south, because that's where he's wandering in. And as he's muscle memory moving, you see the terrain is shifting and changing seemingly around you guys. But Thorunne seemingly knows this instinctively somehow, and is moving with it to move to a certain destination. Something that he rightfully shouldn't be able to do.
This technique, it would talk to him. The area, the ground, the air, it's all familiar. All of it. And yet, I shouldn't know this.
And as you start to come to Thorunne, you see you've ended up in your destination. It's a very long, dark forest with purple mushrooms glowing And at the end of this forest is a small clearing that you know on the other side is a secluded village that is hard to access. And that village will be your ticket home.
Kind of like this melancholic tone in his voice. It says, if we keep moving forward, if memory serves me correct, there should be a town just up ahead, and he points in the direction. And just kind of meanders that way, following the same muscle memory that took him there.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's the village I think it is.
Would you like to give me a history check?
Sure.
You know what? I will help him with that, so roll with advantage.
That still only gave him a 7. Thank you for the advantage. Grizzle is too weirded out and enamored currently, and he's starting to feel a little woozy. But he manages on for now. So, Thorunne, how long do you go like this? How long do you all travel like this?
I want to say I'm going to be like this until we are halfway out the clearing, closer to the town.
Alright, so halfway up this map, got it. That will take...
Halfway there. Whoa.
Whoa.
Living on a prayer. Sorry.
Careful about copyright.
We're on YouTube, I think.
That was good.
Anywho. So, as you enter towards there, what's the general atmosphere of you guys? Anyone saying anything? Is it a somber mood, a good mood?
Thorunne, I would say, don't think he's living through a memory right now. I would say it's more somber, but with a jovial tone, like he's talking to somebody.
Yeah. As you approach closer to the clearing, you do notice, or rather, Brizzle noticed that he's starting to get some vague memories back, and Brizzle, give me a wisdom save. Bless you. Someone sneezed in the other room. Your head is racked with pain all of a sudden. And as your head is racked with pain, you can feel like 1,000 voices are screaming in your head. This is causing physical pain, by the way. What do you do? Because I assume you're collapsing to the floor, but beyond that, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, I guess I'll, go down on my knees and kind of, holding my hand to my head. Just it's hurting.
You also
okay?
take
What's going on?
10 psychic damage.
Ooh.
And this is unpreventable psychic damage, though it ignores immunities and resistance.
Ooh. Oh, that's painful.
Okay. Well,
if you would like at
does
this point...
Does it go through the temporary hit points that I have?
Yes, it hits your hit points directly, not your temp HP.
Okay.
And at this point... if you would like to bow out as a player, you can, as your character starts to slowly fall unconscious from the pain throbbing through their head and the memories. Which we'll talk about those memories next time.
Alright. Yeah, I think I need a break.
Yep.
Okay.
Stay safe, my little
Thanks
hairy
for playing,
friend.
Bristol.
So, yeah, I'm in
Get
my
my
armor,
shit.
so if you determine whatever you want to do with its stasis, you can.
Yep, I will. I'll determine whatever your armor does in its stasis.
Okay.
Take care, friends.
Alright. Yeah, it was good to see you guys, or talk to you guys, and
Take it easy,
I'll talk
man.
to you later.
We'll see you
Yeah,
next week.
take it easy, Rizzle. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, he said he would only be here for about an hour of the stream. So I saw it was an hour 15. I was like, it's time for me to start wrapping this up. So yes, Brizzle is racked with psychic pain from memories coming back from these events. And now he's unconscious. From what effect, you don't know, but currently he is unconscious. What's the reaction of the rest of the party as they hear him yell in pain and then collapse to the floor?
Thorunne doesn't do much, but he will stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and check her name.
Ragnachilde is freaking out. She's like, my grandson! Where's the king's hands? Lay your hands on him. Why? You're going so fast to lay your hands on Shadow. Look at my Brizzle. Put your hands on him.
Shadow walks over to Brizzle and kneels down next to him and begins examining the body, quote unquote. While Bogeron, you said you're doing the same, basically?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and check him out. Make sure he's still, technically
Alive.
breathing.
Okay, does anyone else want to join them?
I just stand back because there's a bit too many people crowding one person.
Okay. So, Ragnachilde, you notice that, all three of you notice that Brizzle is still breathing, so he's not dead. Ragnachilde, do you run over and hug him, or what?
I go, oh, he's alive! But I throw myself on him, and I'm like sobbing, and be very dramatic, Grandma. Histrionics.
Good there, Granny. It's okay, it'll be fine.
As this happens, you notice something. His armor begins to jolt a little bit. Clearly he's still unconscious, but his armor's starting to move.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Right,
my
do
goodness.
you back up, or no?
I kind of let go, and I'm like, what's going on? Is there an off button for this thing?
And then you see that the armor slowly starts to move one arm, and then move the other arm, and is seemingly trying to push itself to stand up. While he's still unconscious in it.
Brizzle, is it you doing that? Hello?
You can tell it's not Brizzle, as he is still unconscious, and his soul is still suppressed the way an unconscious person is. Because of your true sight right now, you can tell it's not him.
Yeah, it's like the suit is alive by itself. Oh.
The armor stands up, and then you hear a voice sound off. It's slow, it's electrical, but it says, Mad Hatter mode engaged.
Mad Hatter mode?
As the armor completely surrounds Brizzle.
Brizzle! Where'd it go?
It turns its face towards you and says, Master is okay.
Oh, okay. As long as you keep my Brizzle safe. That's what you're gonna do, right? I'm assuming.
Calm down. And he reaches out and produces some flowers in his hand for you.
Calm down. Okay, the flowers are nice.
Oh, damn, them some nice flowers.
Calm down.
Yeah.
This is my grandson we're talking about.
Brizzle put a staff of flowers in the armor just for this situation.
Yeah, looks like he was. He anticipated this would happen. Okay, Brizzle. Well, I'm gonna trust you.
Shortcake does walk over and offer more of an explanation for what's going on, because Shortcake's still here. Shortcake still knows.
Oh,
so,
I'm gonna lean down and kind of try to commune with Shortcake.
You do.
Or I guess not lean down. I'm gonna look up and try to commune with Shortcake.
Shortcake, using a combination of communing with you and also body movements, basically explains that Brizzle put a defense system in his armor that can operate if he ever fell unconscious. It was meant to be used in case the entire party dropped and they wanted to make sure that everyone got out of danger. And he called it Mad Hatter mode.
I appreciate the reference.
Oh, my grandson, he thinks of everything.
What? And Shortcake continues to explain and says, while the armor is not sentient in any way, it will operate with the protocol of defending the party as best it can, and it determines the party by the people it has flagged as friendlies. So it will automatically defend you from hostile targets. But for the most part, it has no self-awareness beyond that.
I guess there's no way for us to know who it's got tagged as friendlies and who it's got tagged as baddies.
It also has some protocols in it for certain specific situations, one of which being you freaking out. Which is why I gave you flowers. And Shortcake smirks.
Well. A testament to my grandson's thoughtfulness.
Shortcake then moves over to Thorunne and starts trying to climb onto him.
Oh.
I will.
What?
He will not. He will not resist.
Shortcake climbs onto his back and then makes a soft growling noise, which you're able to understand, ragnachilde, and you right now, Thorunne, can also understand it because you comprehend languages. That's basically just him, Shortcake saying, "I'm tired and don't want to walk anymore. Can you carry me?"
Done.
Shortcake said that?
Yeah, Shortcake said that.
I'll
And-
carry Shortcake. No big deal.
Thorunne, ragnachilde, and Bogeron can understand it. Bogeron because of his survival skills. Yeah, flowers are fun.
So if Brizzle's okay, Thorunne's just gonna kind of keep doing what he's already doing and just take us to where we, air quotes, need to go.
Yep. The robot will not take the lead, but it will automatically follow, though it seems to be notably slower and more jerky in its movements than Brizzle is.
Mhm.
And it also,
Yeah.
if it doesn't catch up in time, it will start flying towards you with the flying hat gizmo that it has, which that thing can move fast. So that's fast enough to get to keep up with you all. go.
That is quite nifty. We don't have to worry about him so much. We should still keep an eye out for him.
Yep. Shadow smiles and says, "You really got a bright friend here. You know that, right?" He's saying that to Thor.
Or you know, actually, you're right. He is bright, brighter than most of us.
That's an understatement.
That one right there is a spark of genius, a prodigy, even.
Yep.
Except from his grandma.
I find it funny because one of his features is literally Spark of Genius, which is the artificer ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you all progress up the map, go ahead and drag yourselves up halfway up the map. I'm going to do an extreme zoom out. If you want, I can just drag it.
Yeah,
There you go.
Drag us up.
Yeah.
Oh, I said halfway up the map, not all the way up the map.
Well, I put myself on the map and then I disappeared, so I'm just kind of guesstimating.
There's now 2 Thorunnes on the map.
I don't even see a Thorunne on the map.
There's one down
Higher up.
here. You're probably way...
Oh,
The map's huge.
oh. Whoops.
Yeah, the map's just very big.
I don't know how to get rid of one, thank you. I'll just say, crawl over this, I'll be right there.
The way you get rid of a token, by the way, is highlight it and then press delete on your keyboard, and that gets rid of it.
Understood.
Backspace works too.
Yeah. I did not know that, but... Alright.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Cool. So eventually you do make your way to the actual clearing itself. There is no other major events that occur. And you see on the other side more similar purple mushrooms. However, there seems to be a large clearing that is still in shade, but has buildings. Lots of buildings, actually. Thorunne, you recognize this. You are now in the hometown. You are now in the Haringen village you went to before.
With that, he just snaps back to reality and is like, "Oh, I remember this place. Oh, we're pretty close. I don't remember anything past this."
Right. So, what would you like to do? Would you like to go down? Everyone, what would you like to do?
Thorunne kind of takes the coin from his pouch and kind of heads towards the town. He feels that the coin that was given to him in the trade before he left will come in handy in this moment.
Everyone else?
I just follow right behind Thornton. Kind of just digging and zagging as he does.
Alright. Ragnachilde?
Yeah, I'm going to follow Thorin. Ragnachilde is just kind of figuring, well, he's been here before. The only one who has any idea where we're going, so I'll follow Thorin.
Bogaran?
It seems like a pretty good place to go, so yeah, I agree. We should head that way.
Alright. Shadow doesn't follow Thorunne, but he instead climbs up one of the many giant trees to get up into a sniper's nest so he can provide covering fire in case something happens.
The intuition on that man.
I mean, he is a dragon hunter. Brizzle, meanwhile, his armor just automatically follows Ragnachilde. No. So, all of you end up in the village, which I don't have a map for the village. This is going to be Theater of the Minds. Just keep in mind. I'll probably make one for next time. Depending on how long you spend in this village. Remind me what that coin is, by the way?
It's the coin that was given to him in the trade between him and the Harrington that brought him towards the exit. Kind of like a gesture of goodwill between the two.
Alright.
Thorunne has definitely given one to him in return, kind of like the trade of goodwill.
As you start to walk down, you see that there's a small winding road that leads into the town, and there is some rabbit folk moving amongst the buildings. It seems to be a nice little rural town with, there isn't exactly a farming community, but there is gardens that seem to be raising crops in them. As well as some of them just climbing on local trees to try and get some of the crops up there, though they seem to mostly want to stay on the ground or dig into burrows. And for the most part, it just seems to be a bunch of mud huts. Like mud and straw huts, mostly. Everything here is seemingly made of natural material. There isn't anything artificial here. There is, though, a well in the center of town. And I bring that up because Shad just gave me a map that might actually work for this. It's a little small, though.
It is?
Yeah, because I need a map with 12 or 14 buildings in it, because there's a lot of people here.
Oh. Sorry.
It's fun. But yeah, there is a well in the center of town. As you can see, there's there's about 24 buildings. Some, a lot of which have signs, but a lot of them don't. And from what you know of city layouts, usually the ones that don't are residential.
Can I read any of them reading as a bar or a tavern? A place where I can gather information, more or less.
Do you still have comprehend languages on?
As long as I'm possibly allowed to have it up for.
The duration on the spell.
I think so.
Looking it up.
I can pull it up on my sheet. Hold
Yep.
on.
1 hour.
I
Did you
should-
cast as a ritual or as a first level spell? I forget.
Given that he was in his little dainty trance, I'll say it was ritualistic.
Okay, so you spent like 10 minutes, you spent like an hour casting the spell?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't actually use a first level spell slot then? Because that's what
Yeah.
ritual casting does. It makes you not actually use a spell slot. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll just say that. Yeah, it was ritualistic, muscle memory, and all that.
so you are able to read the plain translation of the actual text, and for some of them, you see there's one's called metalworking. There's a place called bed, and there's another one just called store and whatnot. You're able to see these probably are things like inns and workshops, but the translation is rough because you're getting the literal meaning, not the real quote-unquote meaning, if that makes sense. But you're able to read them. They're just not perfect. They're more like English instead of English.
English. Someone's going to just kind of turn it apart and go, so the translation's a little rough. I'm maybe taking it more literal than what it's supposed to be, but we have a metalworking shop, which I imagine is the smith. Bed, which might be a cabin or something, somewhere where you could put your head down for the night. And then we have a shop right over there, and he points to the shop.
Okay. The shop is a large 2-story mud building. Do you guys know about like terracotta structures, like those old style mud buildings that they had in the past?
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
I can send a picture for anyone who's not familiar.
Vaguely, but I'm aware of them.
Okay, these are the styles of buildings here. Except imagine that with like green overgrowth growing over them. As it seems like they're made from the natural terrain of the feywild itself.
Kind of continuing staring at the party. He's going to just. I advise you not to go too far because I don't know how many of you speak Sylvan. But don't give your name out to anybody here, like at all. Not even a title. So just be careful.
Ragnachilde, do you have any experience with the feywild?
Well, you know, my experience is pretty limited. One time when I was a little girl, I walked into a part of the forest, and I don't know if I was supposed to be there. It got real strange. And I met a real pretty lady there. But then I went back to my grove, and I woke up. It was kind of like a dream. Anyway, what I'm getting at is not really no.
Alright. I was just asking, because I was asking whether or not you had any knowledge of the hearing again. And you would not in this case.
I do not.
Okay. Also, I posted a picture in D&D General Chat if you guys want an example of what I'm talking about. So that we can get a more exact picture in your head. Imagine that with like greenery covering it as well.
With that being said, Thorunne grabs the one moot coin, the mark of the black man. May come in handy. He's not sure.
Yep. You're about 120 feet out of town currently. So would you guys like to walk down the hill that leads into the entrance of the town?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll talk about the specific thing after the actual session. I just realized because we're going to mention something, but like I'll mention it after the session. So you end up here, and there's actually a name of the town, which you do notice. Hold on, let me get my thing again. You do notice there is actually a sign, name of a town on it. Would you like to read what it says on it?
Sure.
Give me a second. The name of the town is Genta Conejo, which, when you do comprehend languages, translates as rabbit people.
I know it's really this town is rabbit town just because I'm not about to sit there and try to pronounce that.
Yeah. Well, let's just call it Rabbit Town for sure.
Rabbit Town works. Perfect. I like it.
Rabbit Town. So you make your way down to Rabbit Town. That's kind of a neat, catchy ring. Anyway. Does anyone follow? Does Anyone have any other reactions? Any other things they want to say?
I don't
Chris,
know.
we're awake for this. You know, this could be real. This could be like where he's from.
Oh, and one other thing, guys, I'm not sure if our normal currency will work here, so be ready to offer our skills in need of things.
You could ask Moradin, see if he knew.
I've already cast a channel divinity, so
True, but you have a number of channel divinities equal to your cleric level.
I have. So that means I have about 3 or 4 a day. I could do that.
Yeah, and they come back on a short rest, keep in mind. So they're actually relatively spammable.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spam one to find out if money will work here.
Okay. From what you hear from, so you shoot a beam of light into the sky, and then you receive a beam that comes back down to you, which is Moradin's answer. And he says, but they do accept gold here, if you have normal gold.
Oh, that answers that. We can use our money.
Yep.
Is
It implies...
Go
Go ahead, Jen.
Do they only accept gold, or do they accept like
Moradin,
coppers?
Moradin didn't give any clarification.
It just said that they take gold, so be mindful with what you spend here.
Okay, so would you like to go down to the city and try to talk with one of the townsfolk?
I imagine our presence is going to cause quite the ripple in this community, so I will go ahead and be careful with where I'm going, but with purpose.
True, though it's important to know you did just shoot a beam of light to the sky.
Yeah, that definitely will not go unnoticed. I already know that. So they already know something's out there, so I may as well just go with purpose.
Yeah,
Look,
and you will see that some of the people did actually look over at that, and some of the people are, like, nervously moving faster to their destinations, but some other people just kind of shrugged and kept going on with their business.
I will go ahead and go to the building called Bed.
Alright, so we will actually have you enter the perimeter of town, because that's when something will interrupt you.
Okay.
So, as you enter the perimeter of town, and I assume the others are following, besides Shadow.
Yeah.
They walk, two individuals walk over and say, "Howdy, stranger. What brings you to..." And then they look over and see Brizzle, and go, "Wait, who is that?"
Thorunne, in their native tongue, will respond, "We're adventurers, and one of our companions is unconscious. I don't know if you know him, but his name is Brizzle Coppertop, and he kind of shows the coin to them that was given to him by the Harrington."
You see that they're shocked. Like, entirely shocked. And I broke my nail. That's not good. They don't know how to react to this, and they walk, and they're ignoring Thorunne as they walk over slowly to Brizzle, and the helmet retracts from his head, and they're able to see his face now. And then they say, one of them says, they say a word that you don't understand, Thorunne, but they're saying, like, dude, get over here, which you assume to be someone's name. Because it's not a word that translates for you.
I just want to repeat myself. He kind of went unconscious halfway from here to the forest that we just came out of, and he kind of points towards the forest, kind of hoping that they'll notice that he's doing that.
Okay. And as you say that, you see a certain individual from town run over. And they say, sorry, we'll get to you in a second. And this individual runs over and begins to actually start crying as they run over and hug Brizzle, who is still unconscious.
Family?
Give me a check, Thorunne. A history check.
I didn't actually kind of ask that question out loud, but I'll roll for it.
On who this individual is, yeah.
About 11.
An 11. That's good enough. You recognize this individual because, given the context clues and what vague memories you have, you recognize this individual as Brizzle's mom.
Oh,
And she's the lady who originally helped you back in the day when you were lost here. Which you put two and two together. She had a young rabbit at the time.
Thorunne's just gonna keep that info to himself. For the time being.
Okay? So you keep that info to yourself. Everyone else, you're seeing a rabbit folk here. Thorunne trying to offer a coin. Him being ignored, and them crying and hugging Brizzle.
Well, what? Oh, hey, hello. Do I know you? Hi.
Thorunne just kind of
damage.
Thorunne just kind of cuts off ragnachilde. Not right now. I'm guessing this is family. Let them have their moment.
What? Excuse me. Who do you think I am? Huh? Chaplain? What is this?
Thorunne gives her this death glare. It's like family, actual family.
The armor turns around and gives ragnachilde another flower.
You think you can subdue me with flowers? Okay, it's kind of working. I do like flowers.
That's funny.
And then it also, the armor gives this individual who's hugging it and crying another flower as well. She doesn't say anything though, she's just crying.
Brizzle here is quite the genius. That armor was his creation.
And the man that you were talking to before pipes up and says, "We are a simple folk, but we've had many of our kind taken away from us. Are you all adventurers? You seem well armed."
Yes, we're adventurers. We actually met Brizzle here in our adventures, and he eventually joined up with us, almost being a critical member to the party in our success and almost everything we've done.
Are you... Wait, you're a dwarf, yes?
I...
Are you with them?
With this party, or with who?
With... Never mind. Could you help us? We've been having troubles for decades now. Many of our children have been taken from their homes. Brizzle was one such child that was taken from his home.
Thorunne's eyes just light ablaze. Point me in the direction. I will see them returned.
If we knew the direction, we would go there ourselves, but they do it without being seen. Just our children disappear from their cribs at night, and we don't know what's going on. We're hoping you could help investigate.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
Linda goes and
This
brings
is like the Noble's Prince
big
all over
of-
again. Sounds familiar. Didn't the same thing happen to the Noble's son? He disappeared in the middle of the night.
That is true, Bogran. What were we saying, Kayana?
Since Linda is still a bunny, she is biting onto her bag and she's dragging her frying pan. Like, let's go.
You trying to hit them with a frying pan? What?
Yeah.
Roll an attack roll.
She's not like hitting
Okay.
them. She's like, but in the sense of like when Thorin goes like, okay, we're gonna go find them.
Oh,
She's
okay,
like,
okay.
Let's go. So she's dragging it like, I got it. It's not moving, but she's like.
You sure got it. You sure got it, Linda. And he just gives her a thumbs.
Okay, and then Bogaron, that's an astute connection. That the noble's son may be involved, or what happened to the noble's son may be involved.
But we
No,
will
just saying They were just saying, like, obviously there's similarities between what they said, the children going missing at night. Obviously, when we did the Noble Sun quest, we thought of the Fae straight away. Maybe this is more to the point of that, what we were thinking previously.
You think so, Brother?
Yeah.
You think so? Well, we'll
That's the
investigate
point,
this then.
Bogeron.
I think something's yeah.
I think
I
that's,
think
that's
they're
what we
being lured
found.
away.
So,
Shortcake
Yeah.
gently bites your ankle, ragnachilde.
ow! Shortcake. What was that for?
Shortcake looks up at you and then turns its head curiously and motions to ask you, can you translate something for me?
Oh, okay. Everybody listen up. I think Shortcake has something she'd like to say.
And Shortcake looks to the rabbit folk and begins orating some growls and body movements and is basically asking, does this place have portals to the regular world, to the underground?
I faithfully translate everything that that Shortcake is trying to say.
The rabbit folk looks down and goes, wait, maybe? I don't know. If you're talking about the underground, if you're talking about like the dark cave place, I've been there a few times, but I don't know where it is. We know it's connected to the disappearances, though. If you'd like to see it, we can show you, but please promise you won't just leave when you do, because we would like some help.
We'll help you first before that happens. And Thorunne hands both coins, both marks, to her to kind of jog the memory.
Him, because you're talking to the person
Him.
outside of town, not the mom. The mom is still just crying and hugging Kristen.
Oh, well, I kind of tried to give that to the mother, not him.
Okay, well, if you want to give it to the mother, you can, and she would accept that and be thankful. But she's still not going to say anything, because Diana's the one that's going to voice her, but that's going to be next session. Right now, she's just in shock and is hugging her son.
That's fair. Then I'll just hold on to the coins for the time being, because they're identifier marks.
Yeah. They do, at this point, recognize you, Thorunne, I will say.
Interesting.
And
We're going... Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, we'll need...
know who you are, Thorin.
Yeah, I've been here before. It's how I knew my way here.
Ah, interesting.
Though, we are going to need some information in regards to the disappearances of your young in order to track them down. Anything that may come to mind will help us.
He nods and says, you all should rest up for the night. Well, what comes close to a night here? The sun never sets or rises here. You could stay in the town for a week. For a night. We don't have free lodging, but you seem to be adventurers, so I'm sure you can make do. In the morning, we will set out for the portal, and I'll show you. It's a bit of a trek.
Understood. And Florian kind of, I guess you could say, begins to set up camp just on the outside of town, like not too far, but not too close either, somewhere within that sweet spot.
Okay, so you set up a camp instead of going to an inn?
I'd rather save money if we can.
Okay, fair enough. Would anyone else like to join him, or would anyone else like to try and go to the inn?
I think it's time for a tea break.
Oh yeah, can I go like? Can maybe Bogeron and I go to the inn to like check out the tea and kind of like, like both the literal tea and like the tea, like we're here.
Yeah,
to,
sure.
Like get the gossip.
Sure. If you guys want to spend some time just like role playing what you're doing in town, that's fine. I'll give you guys 15 minutes to talk about that, half hour.
That works, because as soon as Thorunne's done setting up camp, he will want to go to the Smith's place and maybe get his weapon sharpened and all that.
Alright, I will be right back. I'm going to go grab some water, and I'll be back.
No worries, bro.
We'll take
Am I the Am I the only one who thinks it's weird that we've just come from a dungeon, we're here in the Feywild, and now we're suddenly going towards another dungeon? What the heck?
Such is the life of the gentry.
I know, yeah. But it's, I'm gonna be really weary of this dungeon, yeah. I learned my lesson last time.
I hope you did. Because you disappearing kind of put us in a bit of a crank. Not that we couldn't handle, but it definitely would have helped to have our archer. But I'll tell you what, while I'm at the smithing shop, I'll pick you up some arrows since you're going to need them. I get the feeling you'll need them. But be mindful not to give out your name or anything. I cannot stress that enough to this point. Do not give out your name. Anything that would identify you by name or by title, no go. But if you give out coins and stuff like that, even better. Just nothing that will steal your identity, yes?
Okay, so should we assign ourselves, I don't know.
Can't even do that. Code names or identities.
Like nicknames or something?
Still an identity.
Oh, I know. Check it out. My new identity is Shadow the Dragon Hunter.
No, Granny, you will not do that. We need him.
In that case, I am now known as Total Annihilation. Just don't give out your name, or title, or nickname, or anything that could mark you as you.
I am not Thorunne Blackmane.
My advice would be, if you have to give out a name, just say just an adventurer. Very non-descriptive.
So what have you guys decided to do in town?
Yeah, if Kathinga's saying this, some can even read your thoughts. It's okay if he reads my thoughts. The only thing that he will hear is, "Look at all that meat."
Sorry, I had something else in my mind. Look at all that.
Thorunne's already decided to go to the metalworking shop and then beg to see if he could pick up a keg of some of the courageous juice.
You do notice there is an ale distillery in town.
Oh, even better. I could buy us a keg. Let's go.
Oh dear Lord.
And you get to try some of that Carrington ale that you've heard so much about.
You're gonna get some stuff to replace what we lost.
Granny, I can replace that, no problem. It's still the profits that were gone. And actually, you know what? You're right. I'm now known as Grognak.
Hey, there you go. Now you're using your brain, Grognak. There you go.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Granny, I was wondering if we could maybe check a few clippings of some of the stuff around, see if we can make a tea from it. That'd be cool.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea. Out here in the Feywild, this is... What did you say something there, Grognak?
Just be mindful to ask before you take things. I know that rules here are a little different than what we're used to, and I don't remember everything, so just be sure to ask first.
Ragnachilde, from what you know of nature, as long as you're not taking an excessive amount, you can take little bits of things and you'll be mostly okay. Because nature is very much about it's okay in moderation.
Yeah, of course.
I kind of like I kind of elbow Bogeron in the ribs, and I'm kind of like, check out a little miner boy over there. He doesn't understand the nature, you know.
Yeah.
He don't get it. He don't get it.
Miner boy? What are you talking about? And he just kind of...
What do you expect when he lives underground?
born on the ground, deep inside the mountain.
You know, I bet he probably never even saw a plant until he was already a man.
Ragnachilde, Bogeron, I would like one of you to either give me a survival check or a brewer's supplies or herbalism check if you have any of those.
Ooh, oh, I have an herbalist kit.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, we're both of us. Let's do it, Bogeron.
Yay!
Yep.
High five.
You'll be rolling
Let's
independently in
practice.
this case.
Our powers combined.
We make Captain Planet.
I love that song. Both the original version and the newer version.
I'm gonna
Oh,
have to
Our
ask.
powers combined.
I'm gonna have to ask that people don't make comments as me.
I know that theme tune off by heart.
26.
It's that sad.
You're definitely able to clip enough leaves and enough things to be able to make tea bags out of some of the local flora. You make about 10 doses, so you have enough for about 10 tea kettles. Though how it will taste, you have not much idea, but you make sure not to get any of the poisonous stuff. As you see, some of the things are poisonous, some of the things are hallucinogenic, and you're able to tell the difference thanks to your herbalism kit.
Very nice.
I was gonna say maybe test it on Dungeon Boy over there first, just to be sure.
You're able to identify it, but if you want to test it anyway, you may.
Yeah. Yo,
No.
short stuff. Come here. Drink this.
Having set up everyone's tent, Thorunne will then begin to head to the smithing shop. We need to get some things mended and potentially sharpened.
Alright. So you go to the smithing shop. What all are you getting repaired?
Whatever's left on the armor, and I just need my blade sharpened.
Your face reckons? What?
The blade needs
Okay.
a sharpened.
Okay. So that he takes these things and says, yeah, I can do this. Give me 10 minutes and 10 silver and I can just do it.
You guys need to silver. Oh, and he just drops 10 silver on the table.
Okay. So you give him 10 silver and he takes your armor and weapons and says, come back in 10 minutes. They'll be ready.
Alright, I'll be back in 10, and he just kind of heads out and goes over toward the bed.
Alright. Beds, as you enter, you see that it is kind of a nice establishment. There appears to be a nice wooden desk in the front with a prettier looking woman standing behind the counter. Prettier for a Carrigan, you're not much of a judge for those. And there seems to be 3 different staircases that all lead up. And you're able to quickly tell this is supposed to be an inn, or like a place that you can rest and pay coins.
Oh, how much for a pint of your strongest drink?
They say, well, if you want a drink, the bar is actually across the street. We don't serve drinks here.
Alright, who wanted to stay in town again? Because I'll cover that right here, right now.
If you'd like to stay in a bed, it will be 50 copper pieces for a night.
Oh, I'm asking the rest of my party real quick to find out who's actually trying to stay in town so I can cover their room and board.
Oh, who all wants to stay in town?
Because I'd set up camp. If you don't want to, that's all the better. But if you're trying to stay, I'll cover the fees for now.
I'm okay where I am.
I'll go in the forest and sleep out there.
If nobody wants in, then as a matter of fact, you could answer maybe a few questions about the surrounding area, since we'll be heading out tomorrow to go find the missing kids around town.
Yeah, I can do that.
So that was more aimed at the Harrington than you. But if you want to do reconnaissance for that, even better.
Alright. So
I
she
probably
has
will.
actually...
Just as
Sorry, go ahead.
like a little thing to clear boredom. I'll probably go wandering around.
So she actually has two different rooms available. She has the basic rooms, which are 50 copper pieces. And then she has the quote-unquote luxury suite, which includes complimentary breakfast, and that is 10 silver.
The information on the surrounding areas will do, and he kind of throws her 3 silver for the info.
3 silver?
Just for the information of the surrounding area, and maybe something about the missing skills, and maybe a little bit of gossip here and there. Just something that would give us a clue.
They then proceed to tell you about a little bit more information about the gossip, though. For the most part, the missing children's incident, you don't get much more other than it appears to be mostly targeting Harrington under the age of 10. Like, there has been some disappearances of people older, but the majority of them seem to be kids. And it's always at night while they're asleep. Like, if a kid stays awake throughout the night, they don't disappear. But it's when they're specifically asleep.
So, could you answer me this? Which among you have recently been born? Or would be at most risk of the next abduction?
Linda?
Yes, Diana?
No, I'm answering the question. Linda? It's a joke because she's the child. No.
Okay. There is no distinctive pattern from what they can tell. Like, it just seems to randomly target kids regardless of status.
There has been no footsteps coming in or out of town when this happens. It's just poof, gone, yes?
Linda, because she's a kid. I'm not so... Diana was saying that Linda could get kidnapped because she's a kid and she's a bunny. Right. Forgot about that.
We'll have to keep a heavy eye on her in case anything happens. But back to my question.
That might work. You know, Thorunne. Sorry. Grognak, we might be able to use Linda maybe as like a decoy. You know what I mean? Like maybe we could set up a trap or like a you know, brand new baby bunny arrived. That's gonna look pretty good to this thing that's taking the kids, right?
Are you sure you want to put Linda at risk with that?
How much risk is she gonna be at? Look, she got you, Grognak. We got Shell. We got you know all the big strong guys. No.
I know what you're getting at, but we have no idea if this is a magical disappearance or if this is actual abduction.
Well,
so until I know more, I will keep that idea in the back pocket.
Yeah, the only information you're given about the disappearances is that they disappear in the night while they're asleep, and no one sees it happen. It just happens. And also, you do hear one new big piece of information, though. Doors being locked doesn't seem to make a difference, and then when they disappear, no doors are unlocked.
Either they're coming through a window or it's a magical abduction. Would not put Linda in danger.
Yeah. True.
That answers all of my questions. And Thorunne, in just being him, kind of steps out and heads to the bar, tavern, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
You know, Linda Grognak there, he always acts like he doesn't like you, but you know, I think you're starting to grow on. He looks like he cares about you.
So, yeah. She's all like giddy going, yay!
No, Catangless is not Santa Claus. It's not Krampus either. Though that would be hilarious if Krampus was playing, but no. That wouldn't be in the thing. Anyway, so beyond investigating what's going on and renting a room for the night, is there anything else you'd like to do in town before you guys call it a night?
Orion would definitely like to get a drink and wait for his armor and gear. That'd be nice.
No, fair enough. So you go to the bar to drink. Does anyone else join him in the bar to drink? Because I remember other people talking about wanting to get a drink.
Remember, I can make a few coins here with a drinking game.
If anyone's willing to do the drinking game with you, yes. There isn't any dwarves here. It's all Haringen, so. And Haringen aren't exactly ones who do challenges.
I'm sure there might be a few bunches that may want to test themselves.
You do notice there is a few younger people in the bar, though, that do seem interested in you just because you're an outsider. So they start asking you a bunch of questions. Like, where are you from? How did you get here? Does it hurt to have a beard like that?
No, actually, as a matter of fact, after you get out of that weird itchy state, it stops itching after a while. Where I'm from, and his face is kind of dours a bit. My town no longer exists. And how we got here, kind of on an adventure, and we just, next thing you know, poof, here we are.
Do you ever kill anyone?
Quite a lot, more than I would like to talk about.
Are you?
Yes, actually, I am, and I'm here with a party, as a matter of fact. And he kind of looks around. I don't know what they are right now, but they're in town somewhere. Trust me, you'll know them when you see them.
I assume Shad and Bogeron might be with you. I don't know. Bogeron's out with Ragnachilde trying to get tea, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I'm still currently with thorunne.
Yeah, so Shad's with you. Shad's hanging out with you.
Oh, Dragonborn friends here too, and he kind of points to Shad and he's like,
Ooh.
He's an oddball, that one, but he's cool.
And they go, ooh, dragon. And they just start smiling and go, wait, you're different than the dragons we know.
Yes, I'm what's called half dragon. I'm half human, half dragon.
No, I mean, look at the scale color. Your scale colors are different. I've never seen a dragon like you. I know what half dragons are. I've never seen a half dragon like you.
I'm not from the feywild.
Oh, they have different.
No.
They have dragons outside the Feywild.
Yes.
Some good, and some evil.
Oh, I heard about those. What kind of dragon are you?
I'm a bronze dragon.
A good one.
What does bronze do? Do they spit psychic energy?
Jesus Christ.
No, I do not spit psychic. I spit lightning.
Ooh, show us.
Take that outside. Don't do it indoors. You know the rules.
I know.
And the barkeep just yells at them like, "Hey, don't go destroying any of my stuff." And they go, "Oh, come on, we want to see." If you're going to do that, go outside and don't hit anyone.
I say, follow me, I'll take you outside.
Alright, so you take the two teenagers outside with you. Thorunne, do you follow or do you just stay drinking?
I'm gonna say drinking, because I haven't had a stiff drink in a hot minute, and boy, do I need it.
Alright, give me a constitution save with advantage, Thorunne.
Yes, sir.
As we're going to start doing drunk rolls.
Yeah.
The first pint down.
First pint down, and you drink it down. It has a weirdly nutty and fruity flavor, but it's strong. Like, you can tell the alcohol content on this is high, despite how fruity it tastes.
You know, you Harringtons, I've heard a lot about your alcohol, but this is some good stuff, and your alcohol level is quite high. How did you manage to maintain the flavor and kill most of the alcohol taste?
The barkeeper just kind of smirks and looks at you and goes, "How much is it worth it to know?"
How much is a keg?
Well, a keg is about 30 3 gold, roughly. But if you want to know what the secret ingredient is, I'll give it to you for 1 gold.
And he just slides him 4 gold.
Fair enough. So you slide him 4 gold, and then he heads to the back. And do you wait 5 minutes? Because that's how long it's going to take him.
Yeah, I'll wait about 5 minutes. I mean, that'll take about 5 minutes off of my gear, so sure.
Okay, so he comes back after 5 minutes carrying this large cake, and you can see this is larger than a typical cake. Like, their measurement system seems to be a little different. So you got about 1.5 times the amount of alcohol you thought you were going to get.
Not bad. You Harringtons are good party animals. I like this. Oh, that's insensitive. My bad. Good party people.
And he walks over and sets it down next to you, and you could tell this thing weighs about 100 pounds.
Oh, this will be easy. I can carry this. And
Yeah.
he kind of just goes in for another pint.
Yeah, okay, give me another Constitution save.
God. Still need that secret though.
While that is happening, Shad, let's cut to outside the building with you. So what exactly do you do lightning-wise?
So,
Do your breath weapon? Or what?
yeah, I do a breath weapon as to not cause a lot of damage. But I shoot upwards as to avoid damaging items.
Alright, you do a breath weapon upwards, and there's streaking lightning shooting towards the ceiling.
Well, of course I'm outside. I'm not going to shoot towards ceilings.
As some of the townsfolk are gasping and looking over, and the teenagers are clapping happily, going like, wow, that's cool, that's cool. You're nothing like Dragon 3, though.
Each
Hey,
dragon
how long
is
are you going to be
different.
in town?
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. You'd have to take that up with my leader.
Okay, if you stay in town, we might be able to show you something cool. But I'm not going to be able to do that for another 2 weeks.
Oh, what happens in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, that's when the nice lady comes. The dragon lady.
Oh?
Yeah, the dragon guardian of this place comes to check everyone to make sure everything's okay. She also usually comes to investigate what's going on, but is not able to usually find much. But she's currently still investigating the missing persons thing, which is why she isn't in town currently. But she said she'd be back in 2 weeks.
Well, hopefully we're still here by that time.
Give me a Arcana check, Shad.
Give me just 1 second.
And this is to see how well you know the nature of dragons, to see if you can guess what kind of dragon.
Ooh, this is quite a bit of time. That's a lot of
18.
time.
You aren't familiar with Fey-specific dragons, but you do know there is a kind of dragon that is unique to the Feywild. But you don't know what it is offhand. The only reason why you know is because Cathanglis offhandedly mentioned it when you two were working on a potion. But you can't quite remember what he was mentioning.
That sounds fun.
Out of character, yes, I am talking about Moonstone.
I figured as much.
Also, out of character, Kayana, you will be free to voice that character when we do it, and I'll talk to you about that after the stream, because it's not a character that's going to be showing up on stream today. The Guardian of the Village. Okay. So, I just saw it server posted in the stream. Okay. So, Orun, he comes back with the cake, and you start talking with the man behind the counter. While this is happening, ragnachilde and Bokeron, are you looking for thorunne at this point? You've already gotten your stuff for tea. So what do you two do?
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have a wander around. I wonder where thorunne went to. Where's everybody gone? Maybe have a look around, find out where he's gone.
Okay. It doesn't take you that long to figure out he went to the bar because you hear the loud dwarven
figures.
noises from inside the bar.
Because running
Big
down, look
surprise.
for the bar.
And you also saw Shad shoot lightning outside the bar.
Welcome for that.
Oh god, here we
I'm
go.
a beacon.
See, Ragnachilde, we leave him alone for 5 minutes and look what happens.
Yeah, yes, honestly, yeah.
Difference is the kids want to see the lightning.
You getting in fights? These are like Frizzles. These are like his family. You guys are making a bad impression. Come on, keep it together.
The kids wanted to see lightning.
Oh my! Wanted to see
That was
lightning.
nice.
And one of the kids looks over and says, "You're cramping our style, old woman."
Oh, oh my goodness!
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just kind of discombobulated right now. It's been a long day for me. I'm...
They begin to wander away, and you hear one of the adults in the town is starting to scold them in the distance, and they appear to be trying to ignore that adult as best as they can. God damn it, Billy. God damn it, Bobby.
oh, dang it, Bobby.
Canonically now, one of those teenagers is named Bobby.
One way or the other, I am having me a good time if there's alcohol, because it is wrong.
Yeah, it is strong, it is flavorful, and it is unique. It's not like an alcohol you've had before. Which is saying something, because you've tried lots of different kinds of alcohol, but the feywild just hits different for its alcohol.
That is something different. I will need to read it.
Yeah, which the barkeep does mention. I did mention the special thing. So, you ever heard of what would the common term be for it? That's budget. You ever heard of the? And he pulls out a large purple berry of some kind.
I'm going to grab it and just kind of investigate it a little. Just kind of like turning it around, checking its firmness and stuff like that. Just trying to see what it is, if I can even guess it.
How careful are you at grabbing it?
Very, because berries are delicate and I don't want to crush it.
Okay, fair enough. So you delicately grab this thing, and you feel like it's so full of juice that it could burst with the slightest pressure. You've never seen a berry like this before.
How much of these you guys make within the year?
He nods towards the outside window, and you see out the window there's a large mushroom, and near the top of the mushroom there's large patches of these growing underneath the top of the mushroom. Because we harvest them from there. As long as we don't use too many, they replenish themselves naturally.
These almost sound like the good berries of our world.
One of those is enough to flavor an entire keg.
One?
One.
Huh. Oh man, when we're done here, I'm gonna have to grab some. And he just kind of hands the berry back.
He takes it back and puts it away and says, "Feel free to take a few, just don't take too many, traveler."
I'm a man of alcoholic connoisseur, if you will. I run a tavern, or did before, and he kind of trails off. Anyways, I'm going to need some of those on our way out. And I will be making sure to come back, and he just lights him another 2 silver for the drink.
He smiles and says, "Thank you. May your travels be well, and hopefully you will return someday. We don't get many regular visitors to this place. It's nice to see someone else who appreciates alcohol."
Here's the hope, and then he just kind of slams that last pint back, going for the third one.
Alright, give me another Constitution save with advantage. For those of you at home wondering why he has advantage, because he's a dwarf and he has advantage on checks against being poisoned. Okay, I actually need to check if he failed that, because he might have. Let me double check. Drinking rules. No, you passed on that one. You needed 15, and you got that.
Takes a bit for a dwarf to start having to really feel that.
Yeah, for reference, for that to have failed, you would have had to have been on your 5th drink. Yeah.
And he just kind of grabs the keg, puts it under his arm, and just walks right out the tavern.
Yeah, and even then, you would have just gone from sober to tipsy. That's it.
Ooh.
So,
But
yeah, you now have an entire keg as well as a source for these magical berries. Which, Ragnachilde, when he walks out, you do see he's carrying a berry that looks like it's suffused with pure feywild magic. Like, it's suffused with wild magic. Same magic that's everywhere here. He can't tell that, but you can.
I'm going to have to plant some of these when we get back. And he's kind of talking to himself as he's walking out with the keg under his arm.
Be real careful with that. Okay, you know, maybe we shouldn't be bringing this back to, topside. You know what I mean?
Going to be honest with you, this right here is probably some of the best shit I've ever had in a long time. Now, this isn't to say it's better than the stuff that I make, but it gets up there.
Yeah. No, I am. I just seems like this. It's got like a magical kind of aura around it. I'm just wondering. Hopefully there's no kind of
negative
strange effects.
Well, I've had 3 pints of this, and I'm feeling pretty jovial right now. So I don't think there is any negatives.
Give me an Arcana check, Ragnachilde.
Okay, let's see here.
Now keep in mind, he's a little he's actually kind of happier than he normally is. So the beer is definitely making him feel right now.
Yeah, you feel good. She got a nat 20. So you're able to tell Ragnachilde that these are relatively safe, and in fact, they have similar properties to a good berry. Where, if you drink a pint with one of these, you'll have the same effect as eating a good berry.
I would drink on 3 of those.
Which, for those of you at home who don't know, it means that you'll get sustenance for an entire day, as well as regain 1 HP. So that's part of why you feel good, Thor, is you're no longer hungry. You have enough food for the rest of the day, and you regain some hit points. That's nice little.
Not that I needed it.
Zokarai also has a patent on health drinks, which also use good berries. But these technically aren't good berries. They're just something else that happens to have that effect.
Yeah, I'll definitely be bringing a few of these, and he kind of just doesn't take too many, but a moderate amount, and puts them in a pouch, kind of separate under their own for safekeeping.
Sure, roll me 3d6.
Cool. I just don't want to take too many because I don't want to piss off the Harrington. You said 3d6?
Yeah. This will determine how many you can get. 9. You got 9 of these, which is enough for 9 of the barrels, whatever they're called again. I forget.
Called them kegs.
3 kegs. 9 kegs. Specifically, the instructions, by the way, were take one of these and then mix it with a bunch of mundane berries. And when you mix it together, it will give it that potent flavor. You just need the other mundane berries to fill out the liquid, because if you don't, it will be super concentrated. And it will probably kill you if you eat it straight. You need to dilute it quite a bit with a bunch of other berries.
It's understandable. As long as I have enough to plant and have regrow, I can have an unlimited amount of these.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It is alcohol of healing. It is finally the magical alcohol that Thorunne. I remember you wanted to make magical alcohol at one point.
No, I got a
So it
keg.
takes alcohol to a new level.
I'm telling you guys, I got a keg. It's a little bigger than what I'm used to, but I got a keg of this. It's 3 gold pieces. It's a steal.
And as this happens, you all notice that some of you can see it coming, some of you aren't paying attention, as you hear a loud thunk, and landing next to all of you is Shadow, who seemingly jumped from his tree all the way down here and landed in a Superman mode. Sorry, superhero.
What? Well, hello there, you tall, dark, and brooding. I hope we didn't cut into your brooding time.
He looks at you with a blank expression of really.
I mean, I've got alcohol. You want some?
He just walks over and gently conks you on the head. And then,
Well, that's not very nice, tall, dark, and ugly. God.
then he conks you on the head again. Stop calling me ugly.
Stop being a grotesque abomination of the natural god.
He conks you on the head again a little bit harder.
Okay.
You actually take
All
2
right.
bludgeoning damage from that.
All right. God, you're just so mean today. What's up? Find anything up there?
Like a child is gonna pull like some popcorn out of her bag that nobody knew she had before, and like is gonna hand some to like little rabbit Linda as she watches this amazing fight between Thorin and Shadow.
Yeah.
Quote unquote
And
fight.
Yeah. Right.
Just Thorin getting bonked.
So yeah, Shadow basically just says, I noticed 2 things, in fact. 1, this village isn't going to be trouble, so I didn't need to be standing covering fire. And 2, I did notice there's some weird things going on in the back of the village. There seems to be a building that isn't like the other ones.
Are you suggesting we investigate this?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just giving you information. I don't care one way or another.
Well, since you've been in the party for a while, what do you suggest we do?
Well, I would suggest we rest for the night, recuperate our things, and then get led to that portal. And then once we know we have a way out and aren't just being tricked, then if we want to go home, we can, or we can investigate things, depending on how urgently we need to go home. Given time flows weirdly here, it may be a good idea for you to contact Carfax.
That's a good point. I'll go ahead and contact him as soon as we set up, as soon as we head back to camp for the night. That'll be a whole day. It'll reset the stone.
Oh, also, if you intend on returning here, you should probably get a sending stone with at least someone in the town.
We even have any to spare out like that?
What was your question? I couldn't hear you.
I said, do we have any sending stones that we can kind of spare out if we wanted to come back and get something at any time?
Not offhand, but you could reasonably make one. It's a common magic item. It's not that hard to make.
Probably.
What is it?
It's a sending stone.
I know, but like,
A sending stone
How
lets
you-
you cast sending through it to the recipients up to 3 times per day. This basically means that you can send them a message as long as it's 15 words or less, and then they can send a reply as long as it's 15 words or less. And you can do this up to 3 times per day.
I could probably make some on maybe set down for the night, because I got to contact Carfax and let them know the deal.
It works across planes of existence, but it has a 5% chance of dropping for every plane you try to travel. But it will work guaranteed across the same plane.
how much will it cost to make one?
It's not that hard. It's like 50 gold pieces of materials to make one.
And
that
you need
is-
at least-
actually, no, sorry, 10 gold pieces of materials to make one. It sells for 50 gold.
So basically, you'd be spending 20 because you need at least a receiver and a sender.
Well, when you make it, it's made in pairs.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
And I'll just go Then when we sit down, I'll make a pair because I'm gonna have to contact Isaac once again. So.
Yeah,
I was
sending
gonna say, I can
stones
make
only work within the pair, meaning that when you make them, they're linked to a specific thing. So if one of the stones gets destroyed, the other one becomes useful. Basically, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna contact Barthax, or
Well, I'm gonna set the keg down on a keg holder, kind of just a makeshift keg holder, so that way if anybody wants some of this stuff, they can get some, no cost to them.
yeah.
And after that, I then pull out the sending stone to contact Isaac.
All right. So do you sit down to? Let me just double check. Are you sitting down to try and make a sending stone, or are you sitting down to contact Barthax?
Well, first to contact Carthax, and then after I'm done talking to him, I'll make a pair.
Okay, so while you go ahead and write me a 15-word message, and while that's happening, everyone else can do some things. So what is everyone else doing while Thorunne's doing this?
I can try and make some sending stones. Just
Yeah.
my hand working.
So do you want to go buy them, or do you want to try and make them?
I want to try and make them first.
Okay, sure. They won't be that hard. So do you have any benefits to like crafting, like to reduce the time or anything?
Besides being proficient in tools, like the smith's tools, and having dragon forging, not that I know of.
Okay, just double checking, because I've been working with people a lot recently that have had that, like the crafter feat, for example. Okay. Do you go out to try and find a good workshop to do it, or are you just going to do it raw in the street? With supplies that you have in hand?
Probably just going to do with supplies I have on hand.
Okay, so this is going to take... Let me bring up my stuff. If you want to find the rules, you can go to handouts, items, and then there's crafting in there. Crafting mundane / magic items and downtime. So it will take 4 hours. It will be DC 15 checks. So that's not that hard. Go ahead and roll me 1 Arcana check and 3 stoneworkers, stonemasons, whatever it is.
I do not have stonemason.
Do you have smith's tools?
Yes, I have smith's tools.
You can also do smith's tools. You're just making out of metal in this case. Because
There
they're
you
made
go.
out of metal.
There's the first message.
Yeah.
So, the Arcana is a D20, right?
Yes, the Arcana is... it's your Arcana skill. So click on Arcana.
I was just going to try and... That did not work. The Arcana did not work.
The Arcana did not work, so you need to roll me 2 more successful Arcana checks.
Are you making sending stones?
Yes.
Currently trying to
Could've
make
just-
sending stone, yes. It's going to take him 4 hours to make this.
You could have just waited. I have an expertise in Arcana. I could have helped you with that.
You want
I
to
wanted to try my hand... Yeah, I want to
Okay.
try it at least.
That's fair.
Alright, so those passed, and then I need smith's tools.
3 smithing checks. Yes.
I'm just gonna throw him my my smith tools. Don't break them.
1, 2...
He didn't need them because he has a plus 17 to his smithing.
Don't ask how.
I kind of want to know.
Even with a nat 1, he passed. So,
My nat 1 was 18.
you were not able to. So these are you made these things. He successfully made some sending stones. They're not magic crafted, but he did make them. As that happened, Dark Thorunne sent the message: "Stopped at the Harrington town. Dungeon teleport us to the Feywild. Finding exit soon." Roll me a d20. Dark.
Yes, of
Uh-oh.
course. Thorunne rolls a 19.
In this case, you're trying to roll anything but a 1. So, it successfully sent. You roll me another d20.
Sure thing. Coming right on up.
Okay.
7.
Okay, so you receive a reply. And let me go
Oh.
ahead and send this. Let me write out this message. While that's happening, you guys can talk more.
I see you made some sending stones. Can I get those? I'm going to give one to the barkeep.
Yeah, here. As I toss you one.
Well, I need both of them. That's the thing. And he grabs that one that you threw.
I'm like, fine. As I toss the other one to you.
Oh, and then he just throws you the 10 gold for the cost.
Thanks.
Carfax sent the message back of, I see. The Feywild has random time. It's been 10 minutes. Get back soon. So for perspective, all the time you spend in the Feywild in the real world, it's been 10 minutes.
Understood. So that gives us a general idea of the time flow between both realms.
It does, but they also do say that it's random time. Meaning that may not be consistent.
So we need to at least send a message once a day to figure out how much time has passed.
That is not a good benchmark, because the once per day would be going off of Feywild, not off of Prime Material. While you're in a plane, everything seems to travel normally to what you would expect time would be, but it's just how the planes interact with each other time-wise that's different. If that makes sense. Chaos is Feywild, indeed. Also, you're correct, sir. Sending is 25 words, not 15. I was wrong about that.
What's up, Shen?
Send Carfax a message asking him to talk to us every day, so we know like once a day for his time.
That's smart. Pick a
that way
time,
we know.
Might want to also pick a time a day.
Probably 8 o'clock in the morning if we can.
I'd say make it noon.
Yeah, because that would be high noon for them, which would give us the estimated time for each day.
Yeah. You do notice in the Feywild, there doesn't seem to be any sort of sun or moon or changing of time.
Hold on, I gotta edit that.
Okay. Send us a time check once a day to help us keep track high noon. Roll me 2d20.
Well, I'll send them individually, so that way the dice don't get added up all together.
Yeah. Okay.
Both of those pass.
Okay. So he does send something back that's... He sends back, will do. It is currently 3 a.m.
Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning in the Prime Material, so we have some time, but we probably should not dally for too long. We'll help the Harrington here, and then as soon as we're done, we have to go. It's urgent that we get back to M-Plane. Oh, I should send him one more message about M-Plane.
You have one more use of it for this day if you'd like.
I will go ahead.
Basically, the sending stones are enough to have a short conversation with the person. They're not meant to be like a cell phone, but they do let you have a short conversation.
Which, in my opinion, is better than nothing.
Yeah, it's a good form of long-range communication.
I'll roll a d20 for that.
Thank you.
That's a pass.
Okay, then roll another d20.
Oh, that's right. I gotta roll 2 because I forgot. You gotta send one back.
Yep.
15. That's a pass. I think he should at least know that we're going to at least kind of dig around there for a short time and then make it back to him, because we are contractually obliged to help him.
And there's his reply back. Okay, I had no attachment to the city, but Grognak will be upset. Sylvestra's door should still work.
Cool. So that should be perfect, because as soon as we go to M-Plane, we can just walk right through the tavern and be out.
That does ring a bell in your head, though, because you forgot about Silvestro. And it reminds you of something. He said before his lair is in the Feywild.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So
kind of looks at Stan and is like, I just remembered something. Sylvester's lair is in this realm.
Yeah.
If we can find it, we wouldn't even necessarily have to take the exit there. We could just go through that. But the problem is finding it.
it also means you could potentially contact Silvestro as well while within this place. That's a story.
I have a way to do that.
Sort of ragnachilde, being that Silvestro is now her new patron.
I don't think she agreed to that.
No, he's not. No.
Shadow,
he's not.
Yeah, Shadow pipes up and says she did not agree to be a patron. All he said was that he's going to guard over her. That's all he said.
Dad, if you can go ahead and contact Silvestro by whichever means you have, by all means, that actually can speed up a lot of things here.
Alright. And all you hear is like a deep Silvestro!
And then all of you hear in your minds, you rang.
Oh, God.
You mind saying us back home?
No, don't.
What's the fun in that?
Por favor.
Hold on a minute. Hold on, Chad, just 1 minute. I didn't ask us to be sent back immediately. We do owe the Harringtons some help. I mean, we don't owe them, but it would be the right thing to do.
Okay, how about this? Once we're done here, would you be able to send us back, if you don't mind?
I can help you find your way back if that is what you like. It will not be free, but I can do it.
Well,
I would have a small quest for you to do in return.
What kind of quest?
Shad mentioned M-Plane to him, because this is time sensitive.
Apparently there was a raid on M-Plane. Do you know what happened with M-Plane?
What would you like to know?
What caused it?
A war.
Then can you explain why there's no bodies anywhere? Because apparently when our good Carpacious elephant god over there decided to tell us that there's no bodies. So you kind of need an answer on that.
Would you care to explain no bodies? I'm quite curious about that as well.
You all hear a low, deep rumbling, it seems like he's growling under his breath as he mumbles about the fingernail. Yes, that man messes with everything. Yes, I can tell you why the bodies are gone. Or you can find out yourselves, which would you prefer.
If you could please tell me, that'd be fantastic.
It would help us understand what happened.
The bodies were taken to be used as soldiers.
A necromancer.
Not just a necromancer. A vampire.
Oh, that's even worse. Thor just kind of throws his hands up like, that's it. We gotta get back to M-Plane as soon as possible. We'll help the rabbit folk here, and we're going to go kick ourselves a vampire's ass.
Fine by me today.
You do remember one note, actually, Shortcake remembers something and bites Ragnachilde in the leg again to indicate when to translate. Not
what is it, Shortcake?
Shortcake says, didn't the noble hate Faye?
Didn't the noble what?
Shortcake is basically saying, didn't the noble of M-Plane hate the Fae? And blame them for his son's kidnapping?
Did he? Oh.
He did.
I do remember that.
Well, I did think it was suspicious that, there was a hole in his son's bedroom that led straight to the Feywild.
thought it led to an underground area where you found Brizzle, and evidently that underground area connects to the Feywild. But yes, according to
Indeed. Yes.
So that's just something Shortcake realized. Shortcake says maybe there's some connection between the noble and these disappearances in town.
What if... okay. Sorry, what if it's the vampire that's taking the bodies as soldiers, but the noble is the one giving them, like, allowing him to take bodies, even though he doesn't really... He hates the Feywild.
Shadow interjects and says, "But then why would they try to why would they kill the noble?
What if the noble
To
was
hide the
granted?
tracks.
Actually, as a matter of fact, that's a good point. But allow me to counter-argue that. What if the noble was promised immortality, and the only way to do that was to die?
But then
Or
why?
turned into one.
It would explain why his son survived the attack. It would also explain why the luminescents survived, because of their holiness, quote unquote, which Shadow says with big air quotes. But it doesn't add up to me. These feel like independent cases.
So you think it might just be a series of coincidences as opposed to just one big plot?
What I more feel is if the noble is at fault of the disappearances might stop now that the noble's dead. Maybe we'll wait and see if any even occur anymore.
Well, with the town of Emplane functionally dead, that leaves the son to be the king of that town, more or less. The heir apparent.
The Suns abandoned the town, and the town's basically destroyed, so... No one lives there besides the Luminescents, and they're probably going to move out eventually. This is Shadow talking in a jaded tone.
Sounds like we may have an opportunity to take over an entire town and repair it back to its former glory, but that'll take time, effort, money, resources even.
Yes, but if we then we
Didn't
have
you
a
lose
whole
a town before, Thorunne? I forget.
Yes, then I'd rather not talk about that until it's necessary. It's still a deep scar. Time, we doors perceive time quite differently than the rest of you.
Alright. Well, whatever you guys want to do, I vote we just kind of wait around here and see if anything happens after finding our means of escaping. If we need it. Given the random nature of time, we have a beacon for how long it's been, so we don't need to worry about leaving quickly, since we'll know how long time has progressed outside, thanks to Shad's idea. And he slugged Shad in the shoulder appreciatingly.
Gee, I was saying.
With that said, Thorin just kind of enters his tent and kind of, oh, wait a minute, no. He heads back to the town real quick to go get his gear.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to forget about that. So you head back to town to get your gear, and the blacksmith has it and goes, I still have it here. And he gives you back your sword and armor.
Thank you, and it's going to take me about 15 minutes to don it, so I'll just take it all and bring it to the camp. And
yeah, I figured.
yeah, it didn't take too long to put it all on.
Yeah, you don't got that cast-off armor or anything.
No. To don,
What if Thorin's armor is so heavy? Mine's just like, loop, where's my armor on?
Well, to don armor, it takes 15 minutes. To doff it, it takes about 10.
Okay.
The point, your armor is extremely heavy.
And, well, to be fair, if he's not able to carry it, Shadow would offer to help, because he helped carry the keg before, remember?
I know. I've got most of it. It's not that hard to just bring it. I mean, he can take a few pieces if he feels obligated to help, but I've got most of it.
Shadow looks at Chad and says, if I wanted to, I could carry Thorunne, his armor, and the keg at the same time. I already did that in the previous town, if you remember.
Oh, I remember.
Granted, I was at my limit, but could do it. And Shadow just kind of smirks, and then pats Thorunne on the head and starts walking back.
Thank you, smartass.
You're welcome, dwarf.
You know what? There's worse things you could have called me. I'll take it.
Yeah, he did say that with a modicum of respect.
Could have called me a greenbeard. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. It's clear
They
that
told you
Shadow
what?
at this point has starting to get used to you and is starting to actually like you, though he's not outwardly trying to show it.
I have that effect on people. Don't worry, Shadow. I understand.
Yeah.
Just gonna make things worse.
Go ahead, sorry.
I said Thorn's just gonna make things worse.
Well, Thorun is going to go to bed for the night. I mean, it's going to need some sleep.
Before we do the bed thing, are we doing shifts? Are you guys going to have a lookout?
Yeah, I'll take first shift.
I was gonna say I'll stay at Thorn just to double, and just keep an eye out as well.
So who all will be on first shift, second shift, third shift?
I guess Shad and I can take first and second, and whoever wants to take third is all the more welcome to.
Bokaron?
Yeah, I'll take the third shift then, yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Does anyone else want to do anything before all of you take a long rest?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yep.
So, we're about 2 hours and 51 minutes into the stream, so if you wanted to stop the stream here, we can. If you want to keep going for an hour, though, we can as well.
No, we can keep going.
Okay.
I want to keep going.
I need to I'm fine with you guys continuing, but I need to hop out here actually. So
Okay, Shad, you said you need to go as well?
No, I said I'm fine.
Okay.
I can stay.
Go ahead and take care of ragnachilde.
all right,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
guys. Thank you, DM. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bokaron, how you feeling?
I'm doing alright.
Okay.
I'm just taking it all in.
You want to keep going for an hour?
Pardon?
Do you want to keep going?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. So, we'll do this next hour without ragnachilde. We'll just say that she slept in a bit, or something.
Well, at
Yeah,
the end of
both
it,
gonna
at the
need
end of
to
it all,
sleep.
at the end of it all, I am packing up the camp because once we figure out what's going on with the Harrington, we're out of here.
Yeah. Which,
Or all we can say is Sylvester just was like, just keep her out of the way because she's sleeping, and just takes her to his cave.
yeah, I like to imagine that, ragnachilde is kind of sleeping, with Onda and just doesn't wake up for a while because she's so exhausted from everything that happened previously that she's just taking a well-deserved, very long rest.
Yeah, the physical strain is proving a bit much.
Yeah, especially considering she shattered a delirium geode, ended up here, fought her patron, and lost a lot of class levels. Like, she's been through a lot in the previous days since her previous
Yeah,
life.
she's got to be blasted right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brizzle will also gain the benefits of a long rest, but obviously he's just been unconscious this entire time, so...
Long rest he gets.
Okay, so when all of you awaken, with Bokaron on third shift, so he's already awake at this point, which is actually beneficial for him because he's in trance, so he only requires 6 hours anyway.
So real quick, I already did. I looked up on that. Half elves do not get that benefit.
Oh, half elves don't get trance?
No, I've looked it up. You can go ahead and search it yourself.
Fair enough, so you just had normal sleep. And I know in my campaign they can train to get it if they have an elf who can train them how to, but they don't have it naturally.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, so all of you wake in the morning. Nothing really happened during the night. There was some rustling and movements, but from what you can tell, it wasn't anything hostile. It was just normal animals moving around nature. There wasn't even any predators. So far, that's the most remarkable thing. None of you guys have actually seen predators around.
That's a good and bad thing.
Yeah. Like, the closest thing you've seen to predators is fairies flying around. And that's about it. And, like, dryads.
Thorin will take 15 minutes to don his whole suit of armor.
Alright?
That's
What's
just
everyone
a
else
running
doing
ritual.
during those 15 minutes? And by everyone else, I mean Bogeron and chat.
I'm kind of just chilling, waiting for Thorin to finish getting ready.
Okay. Shadow has been spending nearly the entire night, keeping the lookout as much as he can, but also just meditating a lot. And when you guys woke up this morning, you saw that he had already started his workout routine and was doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Well, doesn't miss a beat, that one.
Yeah. You notice, though, he's doing push-ups in full armor, notably.
And that's relatively more impressive than what I thought he was doing. Does not miss a beat.
Yep. Alright. So
Obsessed
15
with his
minutes
figure,
go
that
by.
one.
And Ragnachild's still not awake. Shortcake is spending time next to her and Brizzle. And Brizzle's also still unconscious. And what is Linda doing, actually? Is she just going to stick with Ragnachild?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Linda and Shortcake are just going to stay by Ragnachild and Brizzle for now. Do you guys want to leave them be, or do you want to...
Actually, I was thinking what I'll do is we can move them to the inn, and I can just pay for the room until they're back.
Okay.
So that way they're not out in the open and all that.
Okay. The only slight issue with that is Brizzle's still in his armor, and his armor's still in automated defense mode. So, it may not want to lay down in a bed.
As long as I know he's safe, that's all that matters. I don't care if it lays down, stands up, acts like Ozzy Osbourne and hangs from the ceiling. I don't care. As long as he's safe.
Okay. Yeah. Also,
I mean,
yeah,
you could
this...
just tell the armor to protect Ragnachilde because she just like
And I can easily cover one room, since both of them are both unconscious.
But when you say that, Bogeron, it turns to you and says, Protocol accepted. Protect Grandma.
Alright. Well, we're gonna have to go ahead and pick up Grandma and move her to the bed.
Okay. It walks over and picks up Ragnachild gently. With the best of its ability. It's still jerky movements, but...
As long as she's safe, that's all that matters. And I already know it's gonna cost me 3 silver. I'm just gonna lay it out now.
Yep. Alright. If you're wondering, by the way, it's acting like a shield guardian, if you know how shield guardians act. Which Thorin would.
Yeah.
He knows that the behavioral pattern is similar to that of shield guardian.
I just remembered something. Burat might be dead. Oh, I may be free from my contract.
Who might be dead?
Burat.
Burat. Maybe. You don't know. You
I have
can
a sending
contact him
stone.
and see.
I have a sending stone for it. You know what? I'm just gonna grab and be like, hey, you good over there? And then that's it.
Alright. Roll me a d20.
Oh, I wonder if he's dead. Please tell me he's fucking dead.
This thing goes through. Roll me a d20 for his reply message.
But I need to see if he's dead. Come on, Burat, be dead. 2. I need to know if he's dead. Come on! Free me from the chains that
He
bind
sends
me.
back, not dead, lol.
Damn.
And then he sends you another message that says,
I better roll a d20 for that.
yeah, roll a d20 for that. But he also sends you another message that says, I lived, bitch.
I was dead, but then I lived.
So, if Burat was involved in the attack, he's fine.
Dang, couldn't have been any luckier. Morden, damn it!
The shadow walks over to you, Thorunne, and taps you on the shoulder.
What's up?
Have you stopped to think about it all? What's the best was said, by the way? The war.
The war. Yeah, I have had a moment to sit down and think about it. But
I have some theories on that. I was curious if you had any.
The only theory I may have is could it have been a vampire attack? Simple, straight and simple. That's the most likely of the outcome, being that it was a vampire attack. But that might be more than just that. And I'm still formulating a more cohesive theory about that, but I think there might be darker forces at play.
Well, if there was an attack, that would imply a battle, not a war. So I wonder what he means by war. That would imply that there's more battles than just this going on.
Battles are normally typical of any civilization with differing ideologies of socioeconomic, systems.
Yeah,
but for a vampire to attack, there's more at place than just that.
But also, Emplane, well, not Emplane, Guardiana is the strongest country in the world outside of the Dragon Continent. So who would launch a war on Guardiana? If it's indeed a war against the country and not just an internal struggle.
I'm going to have to sit down and assume it's just an internal struggle as opposed to an external, but I won't leave that off the table. I will think about that. But as of right now, I have no answers.
If you would like, you can give me a history check with disadvantage to see if you actually remember it all, any of the politicalness of it.
What is it, a history check?
History check with disadvantage, because you don't like politics.
No, that doesn't mean he's not involved. It doesn't mean he's not involved. He just actively tries to stay out of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why you had disadvantage. You don't have any concrete ideas for what it might be, but that the best guess is what you already said. That it may be you don't know, but you're not going to take it off the table.
No, I'll sit there and mull the info over and bounce it back with Shadow, see when he thinks every so often.
Yep, so you two will be talking during this. Meanwhile, Shad and Bogeron, are you two going to have any conversation? What is going on?
I'm just kind of listening in, because I know Thorunne is one of those people who kind of just does what he wants.
Yeah,
so I'm also curious on the process.
You notice that once he gets something into his head, that's it.
I heard that, you two. I tend to be open-minded about things.
I know.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's true. Yeah, I can't say that you're not open-minded. But on certain things, but I agree, there are certain things once you get the ball rolling,
Gotta see it through with precision, and gotta just see it through. Consider the old training picking them. Anyways, we do have to go and meet the Harrington leaders of this town to discuss more about the missing children, so we probably should. And as he says that, he just finalizes that last strap and gets ready to go.
The armor walks up to you, Bogeron, and it taps you on the shoulder.
What's
Says, would you like some tea, good chap? And offers its finger and a cup.
Who says that?
The robot, the machine, the armor.
The armor that Brizzle is unconscious in.
Even when this man is unconscious, he still worries about tea. Or stuff to crash.
I like it. Let's have some tea, yes.
Alright, and so the robot hands you the white cup, and then from its finger dispenses some nice hot piping tea. From a decanter of endless tea, if you're wondering.
Ain't that something? This man built a finger of endless tea.
Yep.
Nice.
So yes, he can dispense as much tea as you would want him to, and it it can either be hot or cold. Your choice.
My new friend, hot tea, of course. Hot tea. Yum yum.
Yeah. Grizzle put a number
I'm
of
happy.
interesting protocols into this armor.
That's pretty cool. And the fact that it comes from the finger, that's new. I
Yeah.
like that.
I thought it was a pretty cool feature too. So
But
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I'm not sucking on his finger no matter how much tea comes out of there.
well, I'm not expecting you to. It just pours out into the glass. It would be unhygienic because it is a metal finger still.
Yeah, true.
By the way, it's like putting your mouth on the spigot of like a water fountain. It's like it's not a good idea, even though water comes out of it.
But no, Thorunne kind of just heads towards the town leaders to discuss what we're going to do about the missing kids.
Yeah, we need to find more details, don't we?
I mean,
Alright.
you can drink and walk.
Before that, though, if you remember, when you reach the outer edge of the town, the same man from before comes up to you and says, hey, I see you made it back here. Do you want, shall we go, see the portal?
Yes, but more so, we need to find out where those kids are going to. So anything you can take us to that would help with that investigation, even better.
Well, yeah, come on. And he starts walking off in a certain direction away from the town.
Thorunne will go ahead and follow in the same footsteps, all the way down to whatever it is that this Harrington's doing, following the same step.
Alright, do you guys drop off ragnachilde?
That's what the 3 silver was for. We dropped her off at the bed.
Okay, because he intercepted you before you entered town. So you'd have to, like, take a pit stop to do that and then follow him.
That's fine. We can do all that, because this gives me time to ask him a question about this guardian dragon thing.
Okay,
If Chad has ever relayed that to us.
sure. So you can go ahead and ask him while all that's going on.
Oh, the question becomes, did Shad relay all that info to us? Because if he did, I can't use it. Or didn't, my bad.
If you did or didn't what?
Relay that information of the dragon guardian.
Oh, Shad, did you tell anyone about that information?
No, I was going to, but everyone was busy doing other things. I didn't really have a chance to say anything.
So do you want to indicate this to Thorunne now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go up to Thorunne and I say, by the way, there is a thing going on here in about 2 weeks where they have another guardian, I guess they call it, that comes through. This guardian will, they'll be here in about 2 weeks. It's a type of dragon as well, so that's something we can look into. Just a forewarning, and the kids want me to meet this guardian.
They also mentioned that the Guardian is looking into the incidents as well.
Yeah.
We
So,
may not have the time to stick around, because you gotta keep in mind, we're contractually obligated to Carthage. We have to follow through with that.
I will point
Oh,
out, you haven't received the sending stone ping for noon yet, and it's been over 8 hours, meaning it hasn't even hit noon of the first day yet in real world.
I have to wait for that ping anyway, so even if it's been 8 hours, gotta wait for that ping. Well, I would suggest that we go ahead and help out these people, and we'll find out what time it is over there versus time here, and we'll figure that out. But right now,
Can we try
two, 2 weeks in the Feywild is too long unless we have an answer. So,
I mean, can we try and find out as well about these missing children, if anything's going on these specific nights, like if can anybody hear anything, like any music, or is there any like strange winds or something along those lines, just to give us, a bit of an idea of what's actually happening on those nights?
Sure, give me a persuasion check.
I like to persuade people by giving them gold, because money tends to grease the palms, as they say.
Not for everyone. Depending on the townsfolk, they might roll their eyes and go, "I don't take bribes." Because you do notice that a lot of people here don't seem to be carrying money. And some things you can like buy with like nuts and stuff. Anyway, so Bogron, you roll a 4. You're not able to learn any new information from townsfolk that you question about this. Then you already know that they're disappearing in the nights. They're disappearing when people are asleep, and no one ever sees it happen, and doors don't get unlocked. That's the only information that you know, Kurt.
Oh, we do have to make one quick extra pit stop, and Thorunne heads into the bar, and then and just within a split second heads back out. Cool, drop off the sending stone.
Yeah. So who do you give the sending stone to?
To the barkeep.
Okay, Shad,
Yes.
you're the one with the sending stone.
He gave me both of those when you stepped off for a second.
Yeah, I gave them both to Thorin, remember?
Okay,
And I
so,
paid him 10 gold for the costs.
okay, so Thorun, you give him one of the barkeep one of the sending stones, and do you explain why you're giving it, or?
Actually, I would like to explain that I may have further need of you, and this is one of the ways you can contact me for anything, whether it's to establish trade or if you need us. One of the few ways to get a hold of us.
Yeah, the Harrington knows about this, because again, it's common magic item, so like everyone knows common magic items. Just a general rule of my campaign, by the way, if it's a common magic item, then just to me, everyone knows about it who's an adult.
Fair enough. Here's your sending stone. If you need to get a hold of us, or if I need to get a hold of you, there you go.
Says, alright, thank you. Normally, I would expect to have to pay something for this, but I appreciate you just giving it for free.
Well, I kind of, you don't have to pay it back, but I may want to establish trade with you in the future, so consider that the payment.
He rolls his eyes and goes, "Of course you do that after I mention it."
I'll pay you for anything that's traded between us. You don't have to worry about paying up for something that is relatively cheap to me.
Fair enough. Take care, adventurer. What's your name, anyway?
The name's Thorunne Blackmane, and he dropped him a Blackmane mark.
No,
Oh,
no names.
You're right about that. Apologies, I give you a false name. It's actually Grognak.
He smirks and says, "Don't worry, I'm not one of the fairies that would steal your name. And here, I'll prove it.
thanks.
I am Jeffrey Bogadart.
Jeffrey. Nice to meet you. The name's still Grognak, though.
Since you're... Yeah, I won't call you by your actual name. Since you are here and you seem to be outsiders unfamiliar with the area, I'm going to go ahead and give you a tip. The only people who steal names around here is fairies, hags, and a certain individual named Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. I'm gonna write that into the book with my luminant finger.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm guessing that's a local folk tale.
He smirks and says, "Well, if local would be the entire Feywild, then yes."
Interesting. I'll have to investigate that at some point. Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Just know, if you hear a woman cackling in the forest, don't go near it.
Run.
No.
And if she's
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for you, she will find you.
Noted. And with that, he just leaves the tavern.
He waves you off. And you leave the tavern. So do you go follow the guy now to the portal?
Yes.
Alright, this is going to be about a 5-hour journey. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Oh god.
Oh God.
It's not a
Do
quick
we-
journey to walk to the portal. It's about a 5-hour trek to the Feywild.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we gotta go to it. You know, it might be important.
I'm not sure how we feel about leaving ragnachilde on our own for 5 hours, and then it's 5 hours each way, I'm guessing.
Yep, she does have a giant armored suit there, though, that is Grizzle protecting her, as well as Shortcake and
that
Linda.
is.
Yeah,
No,
Shortcake
yeah,
is
that's
there.
true.
I mean, all
So
Shortcake.
pretty protected.
Yeah, and so was
Yeah, she's
Linda.
pretty
Like all
well protected.
all Shortcake has to do is look at something and it turns to stone. So
Come on.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, I totally forgot Linda was, Linda was there as well, so yeah, that's,
Open.
she seems well protected.
She will try her best
I
to
wasn't
hit them
at-
with a frying pan.
I wasn't actually using her name, but yeah, just say.
up to the portal, go.
What is she doing?
I'll
for
just call her
best?
Rabbit for future reference.
Okay. Yeah, because then this is well, I'll talk about that after the screen. So, it goes about 5 hours, and the entire time he's taking the same meandering pose that Thorunne took in his trance, but now for about 5 hours straight. And
Oh damn.
it almost seems like it's aimless and random, but it clearly leads somewhere, and it's like purposeful. Like, it's random, but it's purposefully random, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't make, as a ranger, Gogron, it doesn't make any sort of sense what path they're taking, but somehow you can tell they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
get
like
a
a
feeling
self-
that this place
like a
is going to be harder to
self-trans-
navigate than a normal world, but you're kind of starting to get the hang of it a little bit, but
Great stuff.
with your ranger skills.
Yeah.
Look at you. You'll be able to speak feywild stem.
I'll say at this point, Bogaron, you can try from this point in the future, you can try to navigate in the Feywild by yourself, but you'll have disadvantage on the check for now until you fully learn how. Does this sound good?
Right. Okay. Noted. Well, for now, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with these guys because I don't know anything about this place yet.
I know. I just mean, like, if you guys ever want to go to like a different destination in the Feywild on your own, now you have this option with Bogaron, where you won't just be completely lost. Like
actually
wandering
pretty
in the
neat.
desert in a sandstorm. It's not a good idea to go off of that. But
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
Okay, you're fine.
Alright, so I would like everyone to roll me a D100. We're going to be doing this 5 times. One at a time.
Oh, 5 times.
You're
I'll
one of
roll
them,
5.
one is royal.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I didn't say that there.
What are you saying, Kayana?
Me too, or
No, not you. You're not a part of
okay,
this party.
just making sure.
The party's currently split. So,
That's why I was making sure.
Where's my 5?
okay, so, yeah, I'll accept those, 6. We'll just accept those 6. Because I didn't need everyone to roll 5. That was my bad. I just needed someone to roll 5. I meant to say someone, not everyone. So,
Okay.
you trigger, in the first one, a wild magic surge triggers as you're starting to go into the darker sections of the place and the more wild sections. So, wild magic surge time. Let's see what this first
Okay.
result is. You guys can't see it, but you want to know what the result I just got was?
Yes.
What is it?
Good.
You roll 1d100 more times on the wild magic table. I'm not kidding. I will send a screenshot of this. First roll, we get this fucking nonsense. Sorry for swearing.
I'll be right back. I just need to mute for a second.
Sure, this will take a while for me to get through anyway. I posted in D&D General.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was not joking. That is actually a result of the game. 35.
No, yeah, I was about to say that is what I was talking about. The 35 different more times.
Alright.
Oh, it's gonna be a long day.
So I will roll the 35 while Thorunne is gone, and then we will resolve them when he comes back.
It's gonna be fun.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
No.
16, 17, 18,
Wouldn't take me too long.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Also, welcome back, Thorunne. Yeah, so he rolled a
Thank you.
35. So we have 35 wild magic surges going up.
Sorry.
Now, because it wasn't your fault. The Feywild's just doing it. The Feywild's deciding to just play a prank on you guys by just causing a lot of wild magic nonsense. We're going to resolve these one at a time. I already rolled all 35 of them. So, we're going to start with Thorunne. Thorunne,
Listen.
as you're walking, you start to notice that your beard begins to convert into feathers.
What?
And all of your beard hair is just turning into long white and black feathers. And they're also in your nose, and it's kind of making it hard not to sneeze.
No, Morden, no! Morden, please! Oh.
But you resist the urge to sneeze.
No, I can't.
Okay. You sneeze loudly, and when you do, all the feathers rip out at once, and it goes back to a normal beard. But you do end up taking 10 piercing damage.
Ow.
As it felt like all of them were plucked at once.
Ow.
Yeah.
Sounds like
You ever been whacked? Kind of felt like that.
Yes.
It's worse.
Ouch. But you know what? I've got my beard back, and that's all that matters. Thank Morden.
Have any of you expended any spell slots?
I have not.
no.
Okay. Well then, result number 2 doesn't do anything, because it's a one random creature in the region that has any expended spell slots regains one of them. Of a random level.
I expended my my channel divinity.
That was recovered on the long rest.
Man, in here I thought I was gonna fly one through you.
All creatures in... Oh god. Who here is immune to poison?
I have a resistance.
Okay. So, can someone roll me a D100?
Oh, sure, I guess.
$92.
Oh, nice.
So, thanks to a certain result on the wild magic table, all of you have been poisoned for 92 hours.
Oh.
And it's not just you
I've
two, it's everyone in, within 120 feet of your local area. So all creatures within that range.
The Harrington is my most heavy concern, so I don't know how much hit points he has. So I'm going to.
This is not any poison damage, this is the poison condition.
Hand me the king.
This just gives you disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand the Harrington to cure that.
Okay, well, we're resolving all the wild magic surges first. So we need to get through all of them before you can do anything. Because they all trigger at once.
Fair enough.
Okay, so, next one. And yeah, it was 1D100 out. Go ahead and roll D100. Now I need to look up what spell confusion does.
Oh no.
Confuses
Because
someone.
it's a 9th level casting of confusion going.
Oh no.
The spell twists the mind, spawning of delusions and provoking uncontrolled actions. Each creature in the sphere centered on a point you choose must make a wisdom save. Any affected creature... Okay, so all of you give me a wisdom save. DC 15 in this case.
Oh well, I feel bad.
Oh, wrong one, sorry.
Okay.
Remind me again, where's wisdom save? Sorry.
Wisdom
where-
save is... You see, like, the little saves, right next to strength, to the right of strength, there's saving throws.
Yep.
Yeah, wisdom save. Click on that one.
Oh, bloody hell, there it is. Sorry. I'm blind.
And I'll roll one for Shadow as well. I don't have a stat block for the Herringen, but I'll just do a roll for the Herringen. 1d20 plus 2. Let's assume he has a wisdom of plus 2. Even with proficiency, that would not be that. And then Shadow. He barely
Somehow.
So
How
everyone
does he
who got a
manage-
15 or higher, you pass. So the persons who fail, which is Thorunne and the Herringen, both of you roll me a d10 at the start. Well, we'll roll a d10 at the start of your turn. Actually, just roll me a d10 right now, Thorunne.
What's up?
Roll me a d10
D10.
D10, got you.
to determine what this thing is doing to you.
How about an 8?
So, you start seeing random flashes of enemies around you, like illusionary drow are appearing around you, and it looks like your friends are turning into drow.
Oh.
And you start, and so the creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its range. If there's no creature within range, the creature instead does nothing. So, you need to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature around you, which is one of the other party members. So,
You know what? Hold on a minute. Shad, Bogeron, pick a number.
I'll go 5.
Out of a D4.
Oh.
I'll pick 3.
Bogeron,
Sorry? What's
pick a
that?
number. Pick a number on a D4.
2.
You, Shad?
I'll do 4.
Oh, mate.
So you attack
Sorry,
Shadow.
Shadow. Sorry, Shadow.
Okay.
Do
So
it.
Shadow looks like he turns into a drow, and you attack him with the Starlight Blade. roll an attack roll on the Starlight Blade.
I am so sorry, Shadow. I don't want to do this. I am without.
Yeah.
I am.
You miss, actually. You don't beat his AC.
What? It's a 34 to hit.
He has a 35 to his AC.
Oh, I just whiffed it.
Yep, you just missed it as you swing at him and his reflexes kick in. He's not able to entirely dodge it, but you smack into his side armor and don't manage to penetrate. Though you do leave a dent in the armor. As you
Yeah,
hit damage.
What happens is
Fucking drow shit! Die!
And the moment after that happens, then you realize that that wasn't a drow.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Shadow.
Sheesh.
As for the Herringen, you saw that the creature used all of its movement to move in a random direction. So he just started running off in a direction for an entire turn before seemingly slowly starting to make its way back. But now we'll resolve the rest of the wild magic things.
But
there's still more to it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. We're barely... These probably will take the rest of the session, I'm going to be honest.
The DM is trying to kill us.
Hey,
How is he not?
the RNG table fucked us is what it did.
That's fair.
Like, I didn't expect it to... I wanted to do one wild magic series, not 35 of them. Okay, so all of you are glowing with bright light for the next 24 hours. And then any creature that ends within 5 feet of any of you becomes blinded until the end of their next turn. So, all of you are glowing like bright torchlights. Okay, roll me... All of you pick a number. Between 1 and 5.
I'll just do 5.
3.
4.
And Shadow will pick 2. Okay, so Thorunne, because the number I'd already picked beforehand was 5, you gain the ability to cast a telekinesis spell. Yeah, you gain the ability to cast a telekinesis spell once over the next 24 hours. It'll have a DC of 15, but it'll require no components, using intelligence as your spellcasting ability.
Okay, that works for me. I mean, intelligence is my worst stat, but sure.
My combat might actually start because of this next one. Would someone like to do the honors of rolling me 5d100?
I'll roll it.
Sure.
Oh no.
That's a 34. That's a 34, 23, 50, 38, 58.
I'm actually adding them together in this case, as 203 commoners appear in the area, all attacking each other with clubs. They're hostile to everyone, including each other.
This is a war zone, guys.
However, we're not done, because they might start being affected by some of the other things that are about to trigger.
Oh no.
Oh my god, dude! What? Come on!
I'm sorry the dice wanted to do this.
The dice gods were like, no.
The dice gods were like, let's add some more chaos into this. There hasn't been enough chaos yet. Did you do one random creature, vampire magic at the end of the turn, creature? So, how many of you have spell slots?
I actually have
do.
spell slots.
Okay. And Bogeron as well, I believe, also has spell slots. Shadow does not, notably. Actually, wait, no, he does, because he's a paladin. So, I would like all of you to pick me a number between 1 and 4. Shadow's picking 1.
3. I'll pick 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that means that Bogeron has 4. Since 3, 2, 1, 4. 1!
Yeah.
So, Shadow becomes a focal point for magical energy for the next 1 hour, meaning that any creature within 10 feet of him must succeed on a dex save against his spell save DC, or take 1d6 force damage, as ambient magic starts coalescing around him. Also, that one won't have any effect because it's not coming from a creature. So that one I'm skipping. I'm actually skipping one. You guys aren't going to be finishing a short rest or long rest within the next hour, so that one can be skipped. In the region, so that's already the focal point thing, so we're ignoring that. That's a repeated thing. I ignore repeated results unless it's something that can stack. First, magical energy. Oh no.
I don't like that.
Flashes of magical energy flash through the region for 1 minute. For the duration, each round on the initiative count 20, losing all ties, one random creature in the region takes 2d4 damage of a type determined by a d6. Either acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, or thunder. The commoners can actually... the commoners are the ones mostly being affected by this, where some of them are just being randomly smited by magic. The necrotic damage thing, there hasn't been... I didn't do the necrotic damage thing, because of the fact that it requires a creature to be the focal point, and that wouldn't make sense in this game. Surtur would ask me a question, because he can read these. So... Headaches and nosebleeds plague humanoids in the region, imposing disadvantage on perception checks for 1 hour. All of you have disadvantage on perception checks for 1 hour. You're already poisoned, so you already have disadvantage on those anyway. But now you also have nosebleeds. Oh great. Now all of you... Wait, hold on. Now all of you have disadvantage on saving throws, but advantage on attack rolls. So you have both advantage and disadvantage, so you just be rolling normally now. And a third level fireball spell is also spawned. However, it's spawned in the middle of the commoner, so a bunch of commoners.
The commoners go bye bye.
Yes, this is chaos, sir. And so Chad, I'll let you pick the next unique one. A third eye
What do you
appears
mean?
out of your forehead. It is on the end of an eye stalk, and you will have it for the next month. For that entire month, you will have advantage on perception checks that rely on sight as you use your third eye to augment your abilities. But you should have an eye that grows out of your head now. After the month, it will fall off.
Gee, thanks.
So, take note of that in your character. This one...
Do I have
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
have advantage on perception checks, you said?
Perception checks.
Alright, give me a sec.
This one is not one you guys would immediately know about. I have to take care of this one. It's something if you guys try to cast... Well, I'm not going to go there. That one's relying on a person, so that one doesn't apply. This one's relying on a person, so that one doesn't apply. I'm skipping that one, because that's even more... Well, okay. Maybe not. So... I kind of want to skip that one as a DM. Because I just got one that said cast 10 random cantrips at 10 random targets. And I'm like, that's going to be a lot of work. I don't want to do that right now. We'll just say that happens in the crowd of people and just call it. Oh god. Roll me a d10.
Hold on. For me?
Someone. I don't care who.
So
It's fun.
we'll go shut.
Yeah. I'm sorry if it's taking forever, guys. It's just... This is a lot.
So
This happens whenever there's a large mass of wild magic. There it is, which I don't want there to be, but there is. So everyone in the region receives 10 potion effects by choice for the next, how long? For the next, they just received the potion effect, so for however long the potion lasts. So now I just need to pick 10 potion effects, and this will apply to everyone. So, we'll do potion of storm giants, potion of resistance, potion of fire breathing, potion of heroism, and a bunch of other ones. Doesn't really matter. Well, I mean, it'll be affecting other targets. Everyone in the region, for the next one, you can... Oh, everyone now has regen, as all of you are regaining 5 hit points every turn and gaining 5 temporary hit points every turn.
Oh,
That's
nice.
Bogey.
Yep.
Compassion and joy fill your mind for the next minute. For the duration, you have advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, and disadvantage on all attack rolls. As you are filled with joy and compassion.
Yay! I love you guys. Give me a hug, Thorin.
Everyone
Thorin
already
might
has
hit you.
advantage on saving throws, so I'm not going to bring that one up. Sorry, go ahead.
I said Thorin might hit him.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is Thorin anyway?
I'm here.
So yeah.
Okay. 28 pies also appear out of nowhere and start hitting people. They are cream pies. They just fall out of the sky and start landing on people. We're almost done, by the way. We're almost done.
Yay.
Okay. For the next minute... oh, great. Now for the next minute, everyone has 60 feet of true sight. So everyone has ragnachilde's curse.
Ugh.
That's
boy.
the poisoned one that still already applies. Oh, great. Now everyone within the region has the ability to teleport for the next 24 hours as a bonus action.
Oh man.
How far are we teleporting?
It's teleport within 30 feet. It's Misty Step, basically.
Oh.
Ooh. So, I would like... I'm going to roll a d4. Everyone pick a number from 1 to 4.
4.
2.
Chad?
I said 3.
Okay. So that means that, a shadow will be 1. 1. Aw, I was hoping you went to one of the player characters. Shadow permanently has gained resistance to necrotic damage.
I already have immunity to necrotic damage. That doesn't help me.
I was hoping you would go to like Bogey or thorunne, so you just permanently had a resistance gain. However, Shadow doesn't get everything right because he also gets turned into a glass statue of himself for 1 minute, striking a heroic pose. He counts as petrified for the duration and is vulnerable to damage. So he's petrified for a minute as a glass statue in a heroic pose. That's a regeneration effect again. Hey, you all see the Wild Magic Surge rolled Chewinga Charms, so everyone also gets Chewinga Charms. One random creature... What?
What?
One random creature in the region can suddenly cast the wish spell once within the next minute. Okay. I'm gonna roll a D100. See who that ends up on.
D100.
I hope it lands on all player characters.
64. Bogeron, you
Yep.
have gained the ability to cast the wish spell in the next minute, if you want to. Once. Yeah, that was me rolling with the Commoner Sugar. I rolled high enough that I chose to put on a player character.
Huh?
Oh god. So it seems like not just the commoners are here, 1d20. So, Bogeron, did you hear what I said about your character?
Yeah, you said I have the ability to cast a wish in the next minute.
Yeah.
That was about all I said. I probably will do then.
Ooh, you have a wish? Oh shit.
Yes.
Because of this wild magic, he happened to randomly gain the ability to cast wish, but only for the next minute.
Okay,
Only
so
do
hear me
one.
out.
Out of here.
Hear me out here. Hold on a minute. Before you cast any wish, hear me out here. We could just wish for all the kids to come back, ultimately negating all of this.
That
could
might lock him out of ever casting it again.
Why?
And give him other negative side effects. Because again, rules of wish still apply.
Yeah, but that's like what? A negligible percentage?
It's a 33% chance. It's a 1/3 chance.
Your choice here, dude, but you've only got a minute to cast it, so if you're going to do it quick.
And all the wild magic surges have been gone through, by the way. I skipped a few of them because I just want to get through all this.
I'm telling you, man, if you choose to use wish as it's intended, which is to just cast the spell more or less for free, do it. Otherwise, we can negate a lot of this journey just by wishing the kids back.
By the way, 6 fire elementals are also here attacking the commoners now, too. And
Yeah, we should probably
setting fire to the forest around you.
God damn it.
Well, the forest is not our problem, so...
So technically a problem.
What do you want to do with that? My advice is we talk about what we're going to win from, because you have the option to cast it. You only have 1 minute, and if you ask me, it'd be better off for you to go and think, what
should I wish for? I wish for the kids back, wish to go back home, or...
Well, the thing is, if we wish to go back home, this burns a bridge here in the Harrington town. Like, we will never be able to come back without them looking at us like you fucking betrayed us. But, hear me out here, if you do use wish for anything but to replicate another spell, there is a 32% chance you could permanently be locked out of casting Wish ever again, outside of another wish spell, which will then proceed to potentially lock them out of the wish.
In addition to getting a bunch of negative side effects.
So what am I doing?
Ultimately, the choice is yours. But if you ask me, wishing the kids to come back would be the best option, even though there is a 32% chance of that locking you out of ever casting Wish again.
I'll use it. I wish for all the missing kids to come back.
Okay. Is that how you word it?
You better be careful because he has every right to monkey paw it.
Trying to think the best way to word that.
Alright.
You want my
in
advice?
game about another 30 seconds in game. But in real life, that's another 300 seconds to come up with something.
Okay, so hear me out here. If you're going to phrase it like that, phrase it, I wish all the kids to go back to their town, which would then put them back where they belong.
Okay, so yeah. So I wish for all the missing, currently missing children to go back to their town.
Okay. You make a wish. You wish for all the missing children to go back to the town. As this happens, the world begins to shift around you and warp. As as you notice that reality seems to be swirling and changing to bend to the power of the wish. Roll me a d6.
Uh-oh.
This is where you get potentially locked out, so pray you roll good.
This is determining whether if you roll a 1 or a 2, you get bad side effects.
And he rolled a 5.
So he did not get any bad side effects as a result of this. As you cast this wish, you notice that everything is swirling and changing. The commoners fall away, the elementals fall away, the forest fire falls away. As everything seemingly falls away, and all of you are drifting through a void, before then suddenly, as if no time had passed, everything snaps to, and you all seemingly wake up from your long rest that you were previously taking, with Ragnachilde and Brizzle still next to you in the camp. And when you look, you can see off in the distance in the town, children running around with their parents, and the parents sobbing and hugging them.
Oh.
However,
Okay.
Silvestro says, and I quote, "What did you do?" And that is where we're going to end this session for today.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I think we just made a big fucking lucky.
So,
We
off camera,
had to have messed up.
I will point out something, not off camera, but like now that we're out of the session, I will point out something specific that is a notable detail. He says that he wishes all the kids would be returned in the town. Sorry, he said, I wish that all the kids would be returned. He didn't say all the rabbit folk. So this could reach across the entire world and any child missing anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot
This
about that part.
potentially has drastic things, including where's Brizzle?
Wait.
Brizzle isn't here. His armor's here, but Brizzle isn't here.
Oh, yeah! What did we do?
Linda's still around. Linda was not missing. That's the thing.
To her adopted parents, Ian.
We will talk about the specifics of that next time, but for now, I'm going to end the stream. So, thank you all for watching, if indeed you still are.